Welcome to Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back. It is episode 41 of Fringe Fanatics. I am Chris Zane.
And I am Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
Chad Lee has been eating the mic today. I don't know why. He's getting all up on it.
I'm
I like it.
ready
He's
to go.
ready to go. He's rearing like a racehorse, like one of Nikola Jokic's racehorses. He's ready to go.
That's right.
Indeed.
I'm ready to
We're here.
talk about free agency, man.
Yeah, free agency. We got a lot to talk about today. We are definitely going to be diving into all the usual things like headlines and the like, and the daily dose of excellence. This week, we are going to be mainly featuring the NBA free agency. Next week, we will be going head first, deep dive into the NHL free agency. There's just been so much. And with the holiday weekend and everything, you know, it's just been, it's a lot.
It was a wild weekend.
It was.
It
was. Let's
just to say real quick before we get in the free agency, it was a funny way to get all the news too, because when I took off on the plane on Friday afternoon, it was like right when free agency was starting to kick off. There was a few news I saw, but it was just really wild for like my phone to go dead for like an hour and a half and then land, and then it just go and just all of this news. Like I wanted to stay on the plane and like read all the shit. Like I got it right when I landed. Like a lot of it happened while I was up in the air.
Yeah, no, it was a rip-roaring time in free agency in the NBA this year.
Things are getting shooken up.
Yeah, definitely. But speaking of the holiday weekend, how was yours, Chad?
Well, the holiday was, it was pretty rocky last night. Juno really hated it. I didn't go to bed till probably 2 o'clock in the morning. I might sound a little tired on this. I'm going to try to muster the energy, but I think it was like D-Day for her last night, straight up, man. It was awful.
Yeah. No, my dog, when he was still alive, hated 4th of July. It sucks,
it's
like the
man.
world was ending. But
I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, you do. You're like, I wish I could do something, but there's no way to stop what's happening right now.
Not at all. Like
we are in a war zone.
I eventually started getting frustrated with her. I'm just like, accept it. Like, let's get through it. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, other than that, it was great. I actually went to go, as you know, I said last week, visit the old folks and throw them a little shindig. Me and my brother and sister, we all fucking came together as a great team and did all what we needed to for it. We had a really good turnout. It was like 40 or 50 people, man. So, yeah, it was a hell of a good party. And, you know, like I told you before the show, was the, how do you call it, master of ceremonies with the fireworks.
Yeah, that's what I labeled you, the master of ceremonies.
That really worked out, man. I was in charge of kind of getting all the cousins going with the fireworks, and I only had one close call. My brother, he's a welder, so he always he's just artistic and
out there with the welding mask,
creating all these crazy, inventions almost sometimes. But he made a tube for our artillery shells made out of metal that would go up 4 feet, so it throws it up a little higher, and you don't have
control.
Let it degrade, because when you use the ones they give you, it eventually just splits. But anyway, so I'm firing it off, and it's about the same width. I have to almost stuff the mortar down there, and I'm
did one get stuck?
Fuck it, it'll be all right. I just stuffed it down there. Apparently, his neighbors was using it for
musket.
That's what it was like. I'm like, this. I don't know how this is gonna go, but light, and it got stuck on the bottom, and just because of the pressure of the metal pipe, I'm just so glad that nobody got hurt, because luckily...
Did you send shrapnel flying everywhere? Did you blow up the pipe?
Dude, I blew up this fucking metal pipe, man. It looked gnarly. My brother just texted me before we got started. He said, yeah, the shorter one looked a little better, and I think it might have been because my neighbor was putting in cigarettes in that other one. So that won't... it's not good, but yeah.
Damn it.
Luckily, nobody got mad, so I was like, okay, we're just going to keep going.
Yeah. The last time we messed around with fireworks, I got some legit M80s from one of the guys at the tattoo shop, the ones that are this, they're that long and they're about that round. They're legitimately look like little quarter sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even 4th of July. I think it was Memorial Day or something. And we blew up a pumpkin. One of my brothers had a shitty pumpkin.
That shit's fun, man.
Yeah, we blew it up, and it freaked out 4 or 5 neighbors, because it was just boom.
Those things are enormous. I mean, you can't even. I'm surprised you did it in that neighborhood because it draws attention so much, man.
Yeah, Meryl had to do some damage control because some of the neighbors came out like, we have veterans with PTSD over here. And she's like, I'm sorry.
Walking on toes, man.
Yeah,
it's a touchy holiday because, I mean, like they were firing them off here last night to like 1:30. It was crazy. I had to go. I slept out with Juno out in the living room. Like, this is the only way we were doing this. But I decided after today, like her and I were texting about it, and I just had the idea this morning. I'm like, for now on, we're gonna get the fuck away from it. I don't know. Maybe you know better, but like maybe Durango, where the chance of wildfires and stuff is a lot more likely.
I mean, the mountains might be pretty good too.
That's what we're doing. I'm like, let's get an Airbnb and let's get the fuck away from it because I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah, that does suck. I mean, our neighbors were pretty respectful. I think by about like 10:30, everybody was done, which I'm fine with that.
That's normal.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I feel like that's what everybody's been bitching about. This, 4th of July is like, people are just going till like 1 in the morning, and it's just like someone's got to fucking work, man. I get it.
Yeah,
shoot your fireworks, but don't be a dick about it,
It just, keeps going. It was weird with it being on Tuesday. It's like, okay,
yeah, and
break.
It threw a wrench in everything. I feel like just like going back to work today, I was like, this is weird. I feel all fucking
It didn't feel like a
and
Wednesday at all, huh?
No, it didn't.
No. Well, how about you? How was your weekend?
It wasn't too bad. Mainly did a lot more shit around the house to get caught back up. Some yard stuff. Planted a tree.
Nice.
Finished a garden. Well, at least planted stuff in the garden. We'll see if it makes it.
Fucking Dr. Green Toe over
Dr.
here.
Green Toe, Green Thumb, whatever you want to call me. I'm a doctor of some sort. I got a PhD in it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, got that done, and then I went and played golf on, was it Monday? Shit, I don't even remember what day it was. Sunday or Monday?
I think it was maybe Monday.
It was Monday, yeah. And it was the first time I played in like 2 years. Did not do that well. If you saw us on our stories I posted, I did indeed 4-putt that. So yeah, I got it on the green almost in regulation again.
Nice.
And then 4-putted. So that was exciting.
Takes a while to get there.
Yeah, no, it's all about that touch, man. And it takes a little bit to get that touch back. So
you got to go to your happy place.
Yeah, definitely. And then, cool. Yesterday we just finished up some more shit around the house, and then we took it kind of easy, cooked some ribs on the Traeger.
Oh, nice. Fall off the bone?
They actually did. I did a new thing this time. Did like 2 hours at 275 on the Traeger. Like misting them with apple cider vinegar after the 2 hours, and then basting them with barbecue sauce, flipping them 15 more minutes, and doing the backside and same shit, apple cider vinegar, barbecue sauce. And then inside I had foil with like butter and like brown sugar and more barbecue sauce, and then honey. Ooh. And then you bring them in upside down, put the meat side down on that butter shit, wrap it up, and put it in the oven at 275 for 2 hours. And like the bones, literally, like you could just pull them out of the meat. It was fucking awesome.
That sounds
pretty
amazing.
Damn good.
Yeah.
So
Wondering
Traeger,
where the leftovers
if you want to sponsor us or get some paid advertisement, just let us know. I use you guys all the time, and the meat's always delicious.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's about all I did yesterday. And then my neighbors were like, "Do you care if we light off fireworks?" And I was like, "No, I don't give a shit."
I can't believe they asked. Holy shit, that's
cool.
Cool.
We're pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Yeah, do you care?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I don't give a shit. It is what it is." And he's like, "Are you lighting off any fireworks?" And I was like, "Nah, not this year, man." I was like, "We've had so much shit going on." He's like, "Why the hell not, man?" He's like, "It's Independence Day. You got to blow shit up." I was like, "Hell yeah, man."
That's awesome.
So yeah, he was giving me shit about not lighting off fireworks, but I haven't.
Some people get so patriotic.
Yeah, dude,
it's fun.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like it was around the age of like 14 or so, where I'm like mowing yards and earning my money, and then 4th of July comes around, I'm like, oh, I've got to go buy my fireworks with money that I earned. I'm blowing up the money.
You're literally burning and blowing up money. Like
it lasts. Some of them will last
of blowing money
for like 30 seconds. You're like, wow, I spent $20 on that for that fountain.
Yeah,
or some artillery shells you spent $120 for.
My thing too is like
it's cool.
Growing up, we always we did so much stupid shit with fireworks, and it's almost like. It's kind of like when I turned 21 and I was like, bars kind of suck, man. Like, I've been drinking for a while already, and it's like, bars are more expensive. You have to get there. It's like all this whole fucking, a whole
DUIs.
thing. Yeah, DUIs, which, I know all about those.
Yeah, they suck.
They do suck.
Yep.
But yeah, anymore, it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't.
Oh, I get it.
You do it so much when you're little. You're just like,
Yeah. That's why it was kind of fun to do it for the family, because I never really get to do that. Like, they saw, like, some of my uncles were giving me a hard time about it, like how I was like just getting it ready and all that. You're like, damn, you're getting after it. I'm like, I don't get to do this in Colorado, man. If I want to buy these, I've got to drive to Wyoming or know a guy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna go all out, and that's it.
Yeah, everybody knows a fireworks guy. I feel like, the guy who's got the fireworks. But I mean, when we were younger, we got to the point where we were like combining fireworks. Like I was becoming like a quasi firework creator.
Pyro.
Like breaking open black cats and like putting them into like things and
Dude,
making
that's awesome. That's so perfect, because I told Hannah that the other day. I said, you know what I was doing? I felt like there's something wrong with me, because what I would do,
it
was like
a kid. Like
it is just being a boy. That's
what
I realized. But it's like you watch Toy Story with Sid, and you're like, oh my god, I was twisted. I was the one fucking around with action figures, because I would take my action figures and break open the black cats, like you said. You get a pack of them, and I'd break over 50 of them, and then you'd have this pile of like gunpowder type shit there, and then you light up, and then you see Lex Luger just get lit on fire. You're like,
you guys, when you start blowing shit up and like becoming like a legit pyromaniac, you're like, oh man, it's time to shut her down.
Don't want to turn into a fire starter.
Yeah, one time I actually tried being responsible with fireworks. I was in the front yard, and I had like a bunch left, and I was just lighting them, and I was like, it sucks cleaning them up. So I'll clean them up as I go, and I was just throwing them in this cardboard box behind me on the front yard, and like not even thinking about the fact that some of those are probably still smoldering.
Yep.
And then I turned around, and there was like a 5-foot fire behind me,
Holy
and I burnt a giant black spot on my parents' front yard.
Oh no!
It was pretty fun time.
I bet they were pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, but I was like, honestly, I was trying to do the right thing. I was like, I'm cleaning as I go.
That's productive.
It's just
they can't be mad at you.
They really can't.
Just to wrap this up, I gotta say, like, in a little advice for the kids next year, the best thing I ever did is when you get to that age and you're just experimenting around with different fireworks, you're like trying to be a mad scientist with it. Well, I took a mortar shell. I think I took 2 of them, and I filled up a 5-gallon bucket of water, and I put it across the street. All that pressure, the water, and some of those, they're like water fuses. They're still going to go off in the water. I dropped it in there, ran across the street. Man, there was shrapnel, a bucket that flew like 50 yards. That shit was so fucking cool. Do that.
Yeah, don't do that, people. It's not a good idea. Don't do what we're talking about.
You will be entertained. There's no doubt about it.
Don't experiment with fireworks like it's your sexuality, whatever you do.
Take it seriously.
Yeah, take it seriously, folks.
Roman candle fights are dangerous.
All right. If you've made it this far, please like and follow us on whatever you're listening or watching us on. And make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and share everything we do on social media at @Fringe_Fanatics. That's enough fireworks talk. Let's get this show on the frickin' road. It is time for the leadoff shot. Chadley poured me a double for some reason.
It's not quite.
It's like a 1.5-er.
It went fast, all right?
It did. Here's to you guys, and here's to you. And here's to episode 41. Cheers, my friend. Was it too bad? It's skitty. It's skitty.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
the Jameson goes down like water.
Yep, that's why I went to Old Reliable.
Ugh.
We got to finish off this black next.
Ugh.
Crown Royal black.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
My dad was all about the Crown Royal.
Really?
Yeah.
I know.
Except for, like I told you, he had that Greyhound kennel, and it was called Beam's Full Moon. He then pivoted and then only drank Crown Royal at the end before he quit drinking. So,
I've known quite a few people to stick to that. Like, they really get loyal to the Royal, and they collect
loyal to the Royal. And if you guys haven't trademarked that, we are going to, and you're not going to be able to use it until you pay us a large sum of money, Crown Royal.
How have they never used that? I just like
you just came up that was the coolest thing I've heard for a Crown Royal ad that I don't think has ever been. Yeah, stay loyal to the Royal.
That's badass.
It also could work for the Kansas City Royals.
I was just thinking
stay
about that.
Loyal to the Royals.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because
is it
almost
funny?
just keep digressing a little bit. I'm gonna
It's
Keep
okay.
doing
We're
it.
going to have a little bit of a shorter show this week, I think, but we're going to have fun.
In the off season, man, in football, when there's football off season, there's reason to talk about everything else, really.
Yeah.
But
we got to fill time. We need content.
when it comes to staying loyal to the Royal, while I was back in Kansas City over the weekend, I had to stop at a Hy-Vee, which is like their King Supers, while I was just there. Yeah, Hy-Vee. Yeah, well, they've got, obviously, Chiefs merchandise, so I go in there, and I was going to get Hannah something, and there was this cool, like, girls' Royal shirt, and she was like, oh, I don't know, like, that's a cool T-shirt, but they suck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're not fair weather fans. We can't do
come
that.
on,
yeah.
come on.
So
I still love the Rockies. I just won't watch them.
yeah, that's just. I mean, I don't watch the Royals, but I follow them and I bet against them, and so it works out.
Well, while we're on the Royals, let's start on the MLB and the headlines. Why don't we?
Why don't we, man?
I did want to talk about something, and I heard it talked about on the radio a little bit today, but I know I mentioned last week that I was going to do my best to watch some baseball this week. And you know what I felt like, Chad? There wasn't that many opportunities to watch baseball, especially on a day like 4th of July, when you think that the nation's pastime would take advantage of that day,
right?
like, the NFL does on Thanksgiving, Christmas with the NBA. And there's one game on in primetime that night at 8 o'clock.
And who was it?
I don't even remember who it was. I think it was... I don't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it.
I was really expecting there to be a lot of baseball on, and there was.
I was hoping I could have just had baseball on the TV the whole day.
Yep.
It just should have been, ESPN should have had every game just like back to back to back, through the time slots.
I feel like that's baseball's big problem. What I've noticed, how I've said I've started to get back into this, they don't market well at all.
No.
I mean, when there's lulls in a game or they're changing out pitchers or something, there's so much more they can do. I mean, think about Fox's weird fucking graphics they use during end games where they create caricatures for players and all that to keep kids entertained and all that. There's none of that. You just get the commentators being like, "No, look at that guy eating the hot dog." It's like, God damn.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
sometimes
awful.
you'll get some cool things in there, like especially listening to, I've listened, and I've said this before in the past, I've listened to a lot of games on the radio.
Yeah.
There's always like some of those cool stories you'll hear from some of these old dudes who, when they're just sitting there just thinking about stuff, just rattle off some crazy story about their past, and you're like, I never knew that, or you just some crazy, baseball thing.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. You look at the NHL, they had that game this year where it was entirely some Disney. They changed all the players into Disney characters on the screen. We talked about it on the.
Oh wait, are you talking about the Nickelodeon game?
No, that's the one on NFL. This
Okay,
was, I'm pretty sure it was Disney
For MLB?
for the NHL.
Oh,
And
now I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it was on a different channel, and all the players were characters from the show and shit. But yeah, baseball does miss out on a ton of opportunities like that, and it's just like, man, you're winning right now with the changes you've made, and it's just like,
just take advantage
of it, man.
I
Strike while
really
the iron's hot.
I lay a lot of blame on Manfred. I just don't think he's the right guy for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's an old white dude. What do you expect?
Exactly. Yeah. You got to get a brother in there.
Yeah, you need a brother from a different mother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
well, let's get into the MLB.
Yeah, what do you got?
The first thing I got is Ohtani. Big news out of him last night. Left the game with a blister.
Got a boo-boo.
Yeah, needed a Band-Aid.
Hey.
But it's kind of a big deal because he won't pitch in the All-Star game, and there's a lot of speculation over him getting pulled in that game because they think at the halfway point there's a possibility he might get traded. They want to just keep him healthy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, baseball will do that.
Yep.
I mean, you've seen situations in baseball where the guy gets pulled out of the game and then it gets traded to the other team they're playing during
that
the game.
same game.
Yeah,
like, go over to the other side of the field.
Go through the tunnels and put another jersey and come back out on the other side.
That would be crazy.
But yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. They might try and trade him before, because he's not going to sign there.
I just don't see why it would be possible. I've got the other news. We'll just lead right into it because the other type of guy, like the other thing that the Angels had going for them, is now hurt. Mike Trout broke his wrist probably.
Like a hamate bone or some shit.
Yeah,
some
it was
bone
really
I've never
weird.
heard before. But
I didn't understand it, but I mean,
got
he's
a broken wrist
going
or
to be out
something.
for a while, I would imagine. So
yeah, both those guys not going to be in the All-Star game. I also saw Clayton Kershaw is going on the IL and will not be pitching in the All-Star game.
And that's big because what I didn't realize tonight, so I was watching PTI, like their whole pitching staff is really taking a hit. Like I guess Buehler might be back soon, but Buehler. That guy.
Bueller.
I can't remember if Bueller or not, but either way,
Bueller.
they've got all that money there, and let's just get into it here because also Pablo mentioned on PTI that the top 7 teams, and it's something you've brought up, that are spending money basically. Whatever you call it, I don't know. I'm a little high right now.
The top teams that are spending the most money on their payrolls or their
are not leading their division.
Mm-mm.
And it's so good for baseball.
It is. I don't know how stable it is, but because eventually these guys are it's because who's going to get Ohtani? I mean, it's going to be one of those teams.
A lot of people suspect the Dodgers.
Yeah, it could be the Dodgers. Could be. He said not the Yankees, but
he did come out and say that.
You can see the Red Sox. I don't know. Some team's going to pay him a shitload of money, and it's probably going to be one of those teams that are spending a shitload of money all the time. So the rich get richer, and that's the only thing that sucks. I mean, we saw it happen with Moneyball, the good old Brad Pitt movie. Mm-hmm. Billy Beane, you can only do it for so long, and look what's happened to Oakland. I mean, Oakland did wind up winning a World Series with, Billy Beane's analytics and, trading these guys that are hitting for power and just going for guys with singles and all this stuff. It works for a while.
Did the A's end up winning a World Series?
I'm pretty sure they did.
I think we should look.
Okay, I'll Google it.
Do it. Well, because I got it. My point. No, if you remember in Moneyball, they took that all the way. It was actually his. The Red Sox kind of stole his kind of philosophy. Remember in Moneyball, at the end, they only made it to a certain amount after that win streak of like 19 or something like that. They only went to, I think, the pennant, maybe.
Oh, maybe you're right. Shit.
But, the Red Sox offered him a job and then ended up winning, like, the next year in 2004.
Yeah,
but
no, you're right.
There is a real Moneyball going on right now. If nobody knows, the Tampa Bay Rays, who are, let's check.
Last time. But, yeah, I mean, but this is what we're seeing with the Rays, too, though. It's the same type of thing,
Yeah, because they're I think, second to lowest in payroll.
Yeah, I think they're 27 is 2019.
Yeah, they're really down low there. So I mean, to be able to have the dominance they've had with just kind of get the right guys that fit and start not go just for the stars, it's paying off. And I think that's a big reason why I'm kind of getting back into baseball is we're seeing these other teams that haven't been as good for a while. I mean, Texas Rangers moved into second place in the American League.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago, it was the Houston Astros until we found out they're banging on trash cans and cheating.
Fucking using wires on their chest.
Fuck you, Altuve! Damn you, Jose Altuve, you short little bastard.
Yeah. But, okay, and the other news, kind of talking about stars, Aaron Judge, man, he is not coming back for a while. Apparently,
I didn't hear this.
He started hitting balls off the tee-ball like a child.
Yeah.
I guess that's
you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't want to go
for
that
full hack, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go half hack, quarter hack. Eighth hack. You don't want to start full hack.
No,
you never. When you're coming back out the alley, you never go full hack. It's just never. You never go full hack.
Just like fucking Tropic Thunder, right? That's awesome. Never go full hack. No.
We can't actually say what they said in Tropic Thunder anymore.
Nope. Don't want to get demonetized.
Mohicans, if you will, and I can say that. And yeah, so
yeah, you can.
Yeah, so in your guys' face. But yeah, continue,
dude. Aaron Judge stubbing his toe was detrimental to this team, and it's what we talked about, man. Having him in the outfield, why not just have him as a DH?
I don't know,
because you look at this. He went for that ball, and I admire his effort. But now
is this when he crashed into the wall?
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So.
You could jam a toe good though.
Oh yeah, it's got him. Like that's what I was getting at is he's hitting off the tee right now, but he's still unable to run.
And I feel like the thing is too, like with rounding bases, you're always like the majority of that weight's on that toe because you're running up on it and turning.
And he can use a pitch like runner and a pitch. He could just be a DH
right now. Yeah,
but I mean to plant when you bat, that's a big part of it. So,
yeah,
and their offense, like the Yankees, have really taken a hit since he got hurt too. It really is proving that he's the MVP. They need him.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing that I really had for the MLB this week was Jimmy Cordero suspended for the rest of the year by the MLB.
Wow, I missed this.
For violating the league's joint domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse policy.
Wow.
He is a Yankees pitcher. He will be done for the year. He basically, I think he like choked his wife or some shit like that.
Shit.
He went all ham on it.
Man,
yeah, he's done
good.
for the year. He will miss the final 76 games of the season and the postseason, as the MLB does the right thing here.
I was just about to say, now only if the NFL can hire that same type of HR staff for them.
Yeah, because one of the few things that were in the NFL is I saw one of the Titans running backs, same thing, went off on his wife and just got arrested for domestic abuse, strangulation type shit. So
not good.
Yeah, it's I don't know why. Just stop strangling people. I don't know why
just
that's
go
so
talk
fucking
to somebody.
hard. yeah,
BetterHelp.com.
Stop strangling people.
We will do ads for you, and people should go see
BetterHelp, please.
BetterHelp.com.
I could use it, and it's
anybody can.
It's expensive.
It's good to talk to somebody. You could do it all online.
Yeah.
We just did a free ad.
Use promo code Fringe_Fanatics.
Nice.
For 20% off your first month. Just kidding.
Dude, well put.
Yeah.
Well done.
No, but yeah, the NBA and the MLB, I feel like, have been pretty good about this stuff.
Yep.
The Jaw stuff does make you wonder a little bit with the MLB.
Oh, yeah.
Or, I mean, the MLB. The NBA, just because they did not handle that well. I did see a hilarious meme this week since Derrick Rose did sign
Guns
their
N' Roses?
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. That shit's awesome, man. You know why he's there. He's there to tell Ja, hey, man, we just lost. I don't think we need to go to the strip club.
And yeah, Derrick Rose just looks like he's just
mean.
Doesn't have too much fun. So,
dude, he looks so. I mean, youngest MVP ever.
Just fucking stern. Yeah.
I was always a Jordan fan when he went to the Bulls. I was like, oh, finally I can start rooting for the Bulls again. But damn, that's rough. But that'll never happen again because my heart lies with
the Nuggets
on your head. The Nuggets. Oh, speaking of that, I'm so glad you shared that story. I know we're like jumping all over the place, but Jokic dancing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
It's so awkward seeing such a giant man just get down, and then it's always weird too, because
it's like their native music too.
Yeah, you listen to like Serbian music. It's even like when you listen to like Mexican music, like on the Mexican radio around town. I never realized. I thought those were all like old like folk Mexican songs. Like I didn't realize that a lot of the times like those are talking about like sicarios and like killing people and like drinking and all this stuff. I never realized this.
No, I didn't
that
know
all these songs are about like crazy stuff, and it's just like bow, 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 bow.
Is that what like
bow.
what's your work dad's name?
Oh, Pepe.
Yeah,
they were telling me all this stuff, and I was like, "That's wild, man." And it's like, I feel like that's the same with like Serbian music. Like to us, it just sounds like goofy, but those could be songs about like crazy stuff. I don't know.
Man.
We'd have no idea.
They seem like happy-go-lucky over in Serbia, though, dude. I mean,
that's where they filmed The Machine, and Bert said like they're just partying all the time.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's just having a good time.
I can't wait to watch that movie. We'll be able to rent it soon.
No, I think you can rent it now.
Well, yeah, but it's like $20 to rent it right now. Sorry, Bert, but can't afford that.
We're cheap asses.
Like Tom says, I'm a low poor or whatever he says.
Fat poor.
Fat poor.
Yeah, I am a fat poor.
Dude, speaking of which, oh man, have you watched that new special?
No, I haven't.
My stomach hurt so bad. Tom Segura is my favorite comedian.
Yeah,
hands down.
Funny.
Number
For
one.
sure.
I have a rotating 5, but he's been in my number one for the last like 6 or 7. Dude, I was dying through the whole thing. It was so good.
I bet it's good. I need to watch that. I also want to watch. I want to watch the new the 10-year Kill Tony.
I just listened to it today.
I want to watch it.
I know. I really wish I would. I couldn't wait. So, but I think I'll rewatch it on YouTube.
Plus, I forgot like with the holiday and stuff. All the podcasts came out on Monday, so like was behind today listening to some of those.
Oh yeah.
So,
dude, William Montgomery, man, he's a fucking nutcase.
That guy's wild.
He's gonna be famous as fuck. Man.
Yeah,
he is so wild.
He's wild.
They had a really good tribute to him at the end. You'll dig it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, where were you want to go next? MLB, you got
8
more?
Braves. I know I always talk about the Braves, but they're damn good in baseball right now.
The Braves.
8 of the Atlanta Braves were selected to the All-Star game.
That's not surprising. They're doing really well.
They're doing really well right now. And to keep going on the Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. is the first player to hit 20-plus home runs, steal 40-plus bases, and get 50-plus RBIs before the break.
Yeah, I did see that.
They got
That's
some
insane.
sluggers on that team, man. I wouldn't doubt it if they
might win it all this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you are a betting man, you might want to check what those odds are. They're probably shifting very quickly now that we're at the All-Star break. But,
oh, yeah. Them
yeah.
and the Rays, they're going to be in it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what goes on with that. Is that all you got for the MLB?
Well, let's go ahead and get to the standings.
You want to run down the standings real quick?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm ready for. So
Do it. Get ready for it. Do it.
First place in the American League is the Tampa Bay Rays, 57-31, still atop first place. And then, like I just talked about with the Texas Rangers, they have usurped the Baltimore Orioles for second place at 51-35.
Nice word choice.
I know. And then 49-35 for the Orioles at third place. And then the Astros lurking there behind at 49-38 at fourth place. I figured at All-Star break, I'll break down each division, which should be next week.
Yeah.
So, next
I will
Monday's
once
the Home Run
again
Derby.
try to get back into that.
I never thought there would be a day where I'm watching more baseball than you.
Yeah, it's happened because of the Rockies. This is your fault, guys. You should
Hey, man,
feel
my
ashamed.
Royals suck, but there's a lot of good baseball
Yeah, that's
out
true.
there.
I need to watch. It's just hard for me to watch other teams, you know?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I can do it with football.
Yeah, PointsBet. Give us some money. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
PointsBet,
I am selling gambling. It is awful.
PointsBet, Barstool.
Yeah, DraftKings.
Anybody, FanDuel, whoever.
One of these days, I really want to go up to Blackhawk. Like I told her, just go up there, have some drinks, play a little like stupid slots. And I told her, I said, like, that's what's so fun about gambling. You could put, like, if there's no sports going on right at that time, like anything big.
Yeah.
This is not, I'm digging myself. I'm putting the foot in the mouth right now, but I'm just saying, like, let's say all there is is like a good WNBA game on that night.
Yeah.
You put like $20 on it, you're going to get fucking into it, man. I put $5 on the Aces to win tonight because they're like looking like the 07 Patriots right now.
Yeah.
So to watch it live and you're just like there at the casino.
From a few years back.
Yeah, seriously. I think last time I checked, they're 14-1.
This is
15-1.
also how people start betting on cricket and pickleball.
Yeah, those sports I don't get. I
Badminton,
would never do that.
Darts.
I only
pool.
bet on
dodgeball
stuff I know about. But yeah. We're gonna get lost in the weeds here, man. So, all right, it's my fault.
Continue. We're
in
on,
the National League. The Braves still best team in baseball at 57-28. Second place still Arizona Diamondbacks, 50-36, and then the Miami Marlins 50-37. But I do want to mention the Reds, who we've talked about a little bit more the past couple weeks because of Ellie De La Cruz. Got such a cool name.
Ellie De La Cruz.
Yep, has moved into. He's got the Reds up in fifth place, sitting at 47-39 in a playoff spot. So they're just behind the Dodgers. So
yeah, I think they've got a real
cool.
chance to make it this year. If they can pull that around, that's gonna be one hell of a turnaround.
I mean, looking at this and the top leaders of each league, there's at least like 4 or 5 teams that normally aren't at the top of the list that are just surprising everybody this year. It's fun.
I did want to mention, I notice, speaking of the Rockies and your Royals, they are trying really hard to catch the Oakland Athletics for the worst team.
I know, right?
They're giving them a run for their money.
It's a race, man.
But the Athletics are doing a real good job of losing, so I don't know who's going to pull it out. I do think the A's are going to be the worst team in baseball, probably for the whole year.
I think it's a race right now.
Your Royals are getting close.
Just between
the Rockies
the A's
had a
and
little
Royals.
bit of a bump, but
no, yeah, you're way up there, 33-55.
way up there, 33.
30, way up there. And then the A's are 24-63, and the Royals are 25-61.
Yeah,
but they're probably gonna get another loss tonight because they're playing the Guardians, who whipped their ass last night.
The good old Guardians,
Yeah, it's
named
weird
after
saying that.
gargoyles.
I wish that would be a way better.
That is
name.
what they're named. Well, that's what they're named after, is gargoyles, basically.
What?
There's like 2 gargoyles that guard the bridge going into Cleveland. That's why they're called the Guardians. They're called the Guardians of the Bridge.
Why didn't they just call them gargoyles? That'd be so much
It'd be
cooler.
way cooler.
I loved that show.
But that was a cool show, speaking of which.
Fuck yeah, it was, man.
It was weird.
When Disney Plus came on like
I forgot they
6
put
years
it-
ago,
yeah, they
I
brought
got
it
into
back.
it. Then like 2 seasons in, I was like, I'm an adult. I can't keep watching this.
Yeah, you run into that a lot.
Yeah,
sometimes.
You get that nostalgia, but the nostalgia only lasts for so long.
Yeah, like, I can't believe I rewatched 30 episodes.
It was
back in the day, they used to have a lot of episodes in a season. Like, you look at like
30.
You start like watching like Tool Time and shit like that. Yeah, there's like easily 30 episodes in a season. It's
such
like, wow,
a great
that's
show.
A lot of fucking episodes.
There's a lot of racy shit in that show too.
There is, yeah.
Did you ever keep watching Clone Wars?
We're still slowly chipping away.
Okay,
I don't pay as much attention as I probably should. I found.
There's a lot to it, man.
A lot. Yeah.
Ahsoka's gonna be coming out soon.
Oh my god!
You gotta get ready.
Yep.
So
where are we going now?
That wraps up the MLB. Let's get into the PGA, where Ricky Fowler made up for the previous week's U.S. Open, and
he choked.
Won the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Yes. Ricky Fowler wins the Rocket Mortgage Classic this week.
Did you see where
the Detroit Golf Club
gave him a shout out?
Yeah, Wheezy's into everybody.
It is so weird, man. And his verbiage of it, like, believe me, I know I'm old. I don't want to sound weird about this, but like, he was calling him
I was like,
slime.
He just spoke in code.
Slime. I was like, man,
I don't know if that's because he wears orange all the time.
That's
Maybe
what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
I don't get it. But he surprised me because he's a Packers fan.
Yeah.
I don't get that. But
yeah, he's all over the place.
Yeah,
I think he's a Lakers fan. He's a Packers fan. He
was at the Nuggets finals game.
Yeah.
His son's really big into basketball.
But yeah, Fowler wins at the Detroit Golf Club on the first playoff hole after going in tied, I think, with Colin Morikawa at -24 for the entire tournament. It was the first time that Ricky Fowler has won in 4 years. He's had a little bit of a drought, but it is his 6th win on the tour, and he is just 34 years old. So he's starting to get up there a little bit, but I mean, in terms of golf years, you can play till you're in your 40s.
You look at Phil Mickelson, man.
Look at Phil Mickelson. He's 50 something. The next event is the John Deere Classic, which will be held at the TPC Deer Run next weekend. We will see who comes out on top there.
All right, stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned. We will probably touch on that if somebody of importance wins. Where should we go now, Chad? We've got NBA, NFL, and F1 left.
I also want to throw in something, just a little bit of curveball.
Oh, you
because
son of a bitch.
it's not included into my UFC 90 preview.
Oh my god!
I just had to bring it up. Conor McGregor is 0-6 in these first 6 weeks of The Ultimate Fighter.
I did watch a little bit of a back and forth between him and what's his name,
Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler.
Yeah, I think that happened last night. I didn't watch last night's episode, but I know the result
of it.
That.
Yeah, this guy lost again. And then
he fell
Chandler
to his
was
knees,
calling him out for not being there at the weigh-ins and not being there for his team, and then got in his face. And then McGregor was like, Chandler was saying something about how they keep winning, and then McGregor's like, it won't happen with me and you fight, blah 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 blah. And then they got in each other's face. And then McGregor pushed Chandler by the face.
Right in the face, yeah. Yeah, they showed that for the trailer of it. I mean, it makes you good TV and everything like that, but I mean, really, when it gets to the meat of it, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, I've watched 5 episodes so far, and he's clearly not there for his team.
That's what Chandler threw in he even said that to his team. He's like, hey, sorry guys, and went and shook all of fucking McGregor's team's hands and was like, I would have been there for you guys, and then walked out. And I was like, oh shit.
That's like
meanwhile McGregor's in his fucking suit all hoity-toity, and Chandler's in fucking
just in a coach's uniform.
Yeah, coach's uniform, shorts and a shirt.
Yep.
So this isn't making McGregor look good whatsoever. He's already not done the USADA. He didn't register for USADA.
Missed the deadline.
We're screwed watching it this year. This is basically going to be one of the weirder, Ultimate Fighters where we're not going to have the coach fight at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be really
that's going to be strange. And just with everything going on, it seems like maybe McGregor's just getting too big. I mean, he might just have gotten too big for all of this shit.
Just
I
to
don't know
care
anymore.
about it, maybe be there, because I've noticed some things where some of these fighters, at the end of the episode when they're going to fight, he doesn't really get there till the last minute. You would think you'd be there when the guy's warming up, when he's getting ready, trying to get psyched up, but he just doesn't seem as committed as Chandler.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
when you got a $200 million yacht.
Yeah, it's one of those Lamborghini yachts.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's hard to care about that stuff.
It's
But,
great. Takes women to assault them, I guess.
Yeah, seriously, man. Yeah, don't be punching the Heat mascot.
Yeah, killed that guy.
Let's get into F1, man. Verstappen.
Yeah, dude, Verstappen. And I do want to make a quick, we need to, I fucked up
Sorry,
last week.
Austria.
Yeah, sorry, Austria. I know all of you that are listening in Austria are really upset, but I'm going to look right here in this camera and say it was not the Australian Grand Prix last week. I misspoke. I wrote it down wrong, and then I just said it multiple times on the podcast.
It's easy to get confused.
It was the Austrian Grand Prix, and yet again, Max Verstappen wins.
It's so crazy we keep saying this every week, dude. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck
dude,
is
but
happening?
did you see what happened in this race? It was wild.
I heard it was a chaotic race.
It was very chaotic. I'll tell you why it was chaotic.
All
but
right.
first, I want to say this about Verstappen. So I think there's like 5 or 6 laps left. He doesn't have the fastest lap, and he radios in, and he's like, "Can we pit?" And they're like, "You don't need to pit. You can make it fine." He's like, "I want to pit and put new tires on." So he pits. This is how ballsy this dude is. With 5 laps left, like, dude just dumps him out on the table. Is like, "I'm pitting. Put new tires on." Gets new tires put on. Gets out of the pit. Rips the fastest lap of the day. Gets extra points for that, and still wins the race by, I believe it was 5 seconds. 5 or 6 seconds, yeah. So
how is he doing this? Just making it look so easy.
I don't even know, dude. And there was a little bit of a battle. Him and Carlos Sainz were battling back and forth a little bit. He was actually leading for Ferrari, and then I think for like the first like 15 or 20 laps, and then Verstappen just made an insane move and flew around him. And then after that, like at one point before he could have won by, like I said, probably another 10 seconds had he not pitted. But he was just like, fuck it, I want to pit and get these extra points. It's so crazy, dude. Like, they are dominating on a pace that's just, like, insane at this point.
Unprecedented.
You look at Max Verstappen right now, leading in points. 229 points, 7 wins, 9 podiums. Next behind him is his teammate on Red Bull, Sergio Perez. He has 148 points, 2 wins, and 5 podiums. The next closest is Fernando Alonso with 131 for Aston Martin. 0 wins and 6 podiums. They are blowing everybody out of the water at a pace that's just insane. You go to the constructors, so crazy, which is the team, the total team, like, you know, they have like a team points thing too, so each team accrues points. Red Bull has 377 points, 9 wins, 14 podiums. The next behind them is Mercedes. They have 178 points, 0 wins, and 4 podiums.
Oh my god,
that is complete and total domination. The crazy thing though, that was kind of like, I guess what you could say marred the race this weekend. I did watch like the last half of it. I watched I started watching right before Verstappen took the lead, and then I had it on the background. I watched the rest of it. But what was the big, you know, controversy this week was the track limit penalties that happened. So you're only allowed to go so far outside of the track before they give you warnings. I think you get 3 or 4 warnings before you get penalized, and then it's like 5-second penalties.
Oh shit!
Some people had like 4 or 5 of these, so there's like 15-20 seconds that after the race had to be recounted. So wherever you finish, some guys thought they finished in 8th, they finished in 13th.
That's crazy.
I think there was somebody on the podium that got knocked out, but I can't remember for sure. But as crazy as Verstappen is, I think honestly the driver of the week or a driver of the race, I think it went to Lando Norris, but it should have gone to Sergio Perez. He started the race in 15th, and we've talked about this before in F1, is basically like where you start, it's hard to move up.
Yeah.
So he started in 15th, ends on the podium in 3rd place.
Damn.
Hell of a race. It was very entertaining, but it was crazy to see, like, they were figuring out after the race, like, I think it was McLaren or somebody bitched and said, there's more penalties that you guys haven't caught, and you need to go back. And so, like, even after the race finished, there was shit that changed in terms of where people were at.
That's
on the
really
leaderboard.
crazy.
Yeah, so it's super
I never knew about that.
Yeah, I didn't really either. I mean, I knew you get, like, penalties and stuff like that. And the crazy thing about the penalty is it happens in the pit. So when you go pit, they just start a timer for 5 seconds and they can't touch your car. And then once the 5 seconds is up, they fucking change tires in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous how they can change it, man.
So
wow,
it was super entertaining. I had a good time watching the end of the race.
Well, I'll make you a deal, man. I will make sure to make an effort to watch the British Grand Prix this upcoming Sunday.
Yeah, British GP is happening.
If you tune into some baseball.
All right, we'll shake on it right here.
Here we go. Make it official.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
All right.
You looked me in the eye.
Yeah, I checked. I saw your soul.
Yeah, that's what makes it official.
All right, so let's get to the two other big ones, the NBA and the NFL. We are not going to touch on the NHL. The majority of the shit that happened in the NHL was free agent signings and stuff, and there's a shitload of them, so we just want to do the NHL justice and really give them a deep dive next week.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to do. So we're not even going to touch on the NHL in the headlines. We're going to go right into the NBA or the NFL. What do you want to do, Chad?
Let's get into the NFL. The NBA stuff I have is more just for the free agency when it comes to it.
Yeah, I just have like one.
I figured we could do the free agency after the musical break if you want.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Fantastic.
That's what we're going to do. And then we'll go right into the dang old DDOE, man.
Great minds.
Think alike.
Get together.
They get together, they think alike,
and party.
They sync up like periods when women hang out, you know?
That does
Great
happen.
minds, same thing.
Scientists have proved it.
All right, so what do you got for the NFL, Chad?
Well, Foster Moreau says his cancer is in full remission. So that's good news. I like reporting on good news.
Yeah, it is definitely good news. He's a former Raiders tight end, recently signed with the Saints this offseason.
Yep.
So good to see that. Yeah, we always, I would like to see a good headline and always try and do highlight it because it's there's enough bad shit in the world, damn it.
Definitely, and I hope it stays this way. I sure hope that it doesn't come back and he's able to play this year.
Yeah.
He's a good tight end.
Definitely a good tight end. Hopefully he's on to bigger and better things outside of the Raiders there now that he's with the Saints.
Yep.
He did it was just 3 months ago that he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. So pretty cool. He's already beat it.
That's good for him.
So good for him indeed.
Yep.
I only have like a couple other things. I guess I'm going to skip one of them. It's about Buda Baker attending training camp. I'll just mention it. I'm not going to go in depth on it. He said he wanted to trade.
Okay.
He's going to show up, I guess. So he wants a long-term deal with the Cardinals, but I don't think they want to pay him a bunch of money. So we'll move into the next thing I had, which would be Vince Tobin passes away at 79 years old. He was the coach for the Cardinals when they broke the longest drought without a playoff appearance in NFL history at 51 years. He died this, I think it was yesterday and they didn't say what the cause was, but it sounds like probably similar type, like old age type natural causes stuff. We'll see though as that comes out. Definitely a bummer, but he broke one of the most notorious streaks in sports, which was that 51-year playoff drought, which is a very long time.
It's
a long time to not be doing good. So let us move into the NBA. Chad, what do you have in the NBA? Oh, you don't really have anything.
I don't have anything until we get to free agency.
So I will jump back over to me, and I will tell you the two things that I have in the NBA. And the first off being the Wembanyama Storm is in full effect, and we will see it Friday night live and in person for the first time as they take on the Hornets in the Summer League, which is happening in Las Vegas at the, Thomas and Mack Center. And this Summer League game on Friday night will be sold out. It will be at max capacity.
That is going to be a high-rated game.
Yeah, I mean, I might even watch that Summer League game.
As well.
I also want to watch the Nuggets Summer League games just to see what we've got down there below. That Colin Gillespie kid, I guess he got hurt real bad last year, broke both his tibia, fibia, and dislocated his ankle when someone dove into his legs. He's supposed to be a really good point guard, shooting guard, so we'll see.
Is that the dude from Gonzaga?
No, this dude was drafted last year.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
He was drafted last year, but he was undrafted. I guess he won the Cousy Award and won a bunch of other shit, but he went undrafted because he went to, I forget what school he went to, but
I see.
This is where you see when a team's winning like the Nuggets are, you got to see what they've got in the in the reserves.
You got to have a good bench. This is where it starts.
Yep, and I've already seen Brandon Miller's been making some pretty good plays for the Hornets in a couple of the Summer League games they've had.
Trey Mann, did you see that dunk that he had, that poster?
Missed it.
Oh, it was on Sunday, I think it might have been. Damn.
Nasty.
It just looked like Space Jam
Nasty.
reached his arm all the way back here.
Yeah.
Boom.
I did watch the other day the Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon dunk competition from a few years ago.
Oh, sweet.
Someone had like they just had like the clips of all their dunks put together.
Yeah.
Super entertaining.
It is nuts. We will never
was
get
one
a
of the
dunk
best.
contest
Aside
like
from
that again.
who was it? Jordan and
Dominic Wilkins.
Yep, Dominic Wilkins.
Yeah.
Those two
Those
are probably
guys
the two
were-
best.
Yeah.
And you got to give the Jordan and Dominic
Vince
one.
Carter too. You got to mention
Oh,
Vince.
Vince Carter. Yeah, that's true.
The whole arm in there. I was like, what is happening?
That was just Vince, though. It wasn't really anybody else.
No, that was mainly
it's
just Vince.
just being
Yeah.
like, and I'm going to play till I'm 45 too. Watch this, motherfuckers.
He was the Iron Man.
Definitely. The only other thing I have, and this should be interesting, as we've complained about this a lot, especially last year with someone who plays on the Lakers.
Oh,
I don't
good.
wanna
I'm glad you brought this up.
Don't want to mention any names, but he does things like this.
Yeah.
To himself, King James, if you will, be on the lookout because in the summer league they are going to be testing out the new flopping foul.
Very happy about that. This is what we've talked about. This is why the NBA sometimes, and maybe if all the time, and people could argue that, better than the NFL because they will correct wrongs that they've made. And the flopping the last few years has been horrible. That game in the Nuggets when LeBron just
flew,
whoa, and that he acted like that guy dropped his ice on him and was like, thank you for the towel.
Thanks, man.
I need this. Oh, it was
all wet.
Instead of being awarded Oscar nominations, he's going to be the other team. This is what's going to be proposed in the Summer League. The other team will be given a free throw.
So basically, a flop, which will be determined by the referees at the game, will be penalized by awarding the opposing team one free throw in possession of the ball. The player who commits the flop will be assessed an unsportsmanlike technical foul, which won't count towards personal fouls or lead to an ejection.
Yep.
So I guess you can probably just get a shitload of these a game in theory because it doesn't affect you getting thrown out. So we'll see what happens. They did try this in 2012, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's kind of working," and then it just kind of went away.
Yeah.
And then now it's just as bad, if not worse. So
it's way worse.
We'll see what happens. I'm interested to see if it ends up sticking around.
Yeah.
I hope it does.
I sure hope so too.
Because I think some of those, I mean, if it's like egregious like the LeBron one, like you should be able to.
It's
like,
just.
I think you should even be able to challenge ones like that. Like
That'd be great.
If it stops play, you should be able to challenge it.
What's good about the NBA is they'll do that. They'll just take a look at something, and then if
the referees will do that a lot on their own too.
Yeah. The ball's, maybe they're looking at a foul and they catch where it should be out on this team, where they knocked it out of bounds. They'll correct other things that are involved with the play.
Yeah, they'll
rather
even
than
change. Yeah, there's a foul on him though. Yeah,
just sticking to the directive like the NFL does. And so I think that they're going to get this right, and it could be improving the game. We've seen even Curry's bad about it sometimes. Trae Young's horrible at flopping.
Oh yeah, well, and Harden was the worst. I think it might have been
It
Harden
started
why
with
that.
him really
I
bad,
think that was
yeah.
why it happened in 2012 because he was doing the whole like. The rake through thing, and then just like stepping into contact, and just so.
And I hate to say it, but Jokic kind of goes along with him. It's not like he does it a lot, but if you can't beat him, join him. And he's figured out basketball.
I'm glad you brought this up because I honestly forgot about it, but I brought this up to myself earlier to bring up while we were talking tonight. But earlier in Jokic's career, you saw him getting tossed out of games. Getting technical fouls at least, every couple games for bitching at the referees. And I think it's because he sees what these guys are doing, flopping on him and getting these fouls. And I think you're exactly right. It's like, if you can't beat him, you got to join him. And now he's one of the best at it. Yep. And I don't think his are as egregious as like the LeBron ones.
No, not near. But I think what he'll do is he'll adjust because his basketball IQ's there. And if he sees this effect come into action, he's going to be, all right, well, I'm not going to flop. He just won't do it. But we'll still see guys like LeBron be like, let's just talk about this, dude. If anybody wants to fucking argue the GOAT, just remember that he needed a stunt double to play against cartoons. If no one's ever seen that meme, there's a picture of him and his stunt double from Space Jam.
Oh, I've never seen that. He had a stunt double for Space Jam.
Stunt double for
you can dunk and do shit.
you can't. I guess.
I mean, I didn't see that
playing
one.
against the Monstars can be scary.
Yeah, I said on the podcast that we watched it a long time ago, and then I realized that we never did. So I misspoke. I just thought we watched it.
It's a horrible movie.
I heard it was forgettable, so I just assumed maybe I forgot.
Yeah, you probably. It's not worth watching. You don't need to check it out.
Maybe we did watch it.
But he really used a stunt double for it, and that's why he flops.
Yeah.
That is
You're that fragile. What are you gonna do?
But
well, I think that's gonna do it for headlines. You got anything else?
Now let's get into the new musical break.
Yes, it is July. And we have a new musical break guest this month. They are good buddies of mine. We actually share a practice space and have for like 5 years now.
That's
I think
cool.
It's been a long time that we've been sharing the same room that we store shit in and make noise in. They are called the FRICKASHINAS. I'll get a little bit more into the name.
Say that one more time.
The FRICKASHINAS.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool name. There's a reason behind it. It's an actual word. It's not just made up.
Okay.
And I will tell you what the meaning of it is when we get back. But right now, you are about to hear the FRICKASHINAS. I Like Your Band Better off their newest album, Thanks for the Invite, and you are going to hear that right now. Stick around. We will be right back.
I just wanna ask, hey, what you doing? Never mind, it's not the time for it. Hey, what you doing? Just think about your escape. I'm free at last, so I've been told. Rooted in the past, solid gold. For a man who lives in his own dreams, becomes another cog in the machine. I just wanna ask, hey, what you doing? Never mind, it's not the time for it. Hey, what you doing? Just think about your escape. I wanna see some kind of restraint. Now that you've walked this path with me, break the ground and exhale the dust. Spell it out, spill your guts. There's so much to them to fulfill a comfort. There's so much to them to fulfill a comfort. Some sense of a common ground. Blurring out the road from under you. We have all walked along this path. We have all walked along. Just thinking about our escape. I just wanna ask, hey, what you doing? Never mind, it's not the time for it.
We are back. You just heard my buddies, the FRICKASHINAS. If you haven't, go find all the things you can out about them. They are a really good band out of Denver, Colorado. Like I said, we have been sharing a practice space for many years now. Their new album, Thanks for the Invite, is out now. You can go and purchase that on their website, thefrickashinas.com, and that is spelled FRICKASHINAS, the FRICKASHINAS.
We will be sharing it to make it easy for you.
Yes, we will share that because it's kind of a weird thing. It's a weird word. Most
What's
people
the
haven't
story
heard
behind
it.
the name?
What's the story behind the name? I'll tell you, Chad.
Yeah.
And here's the story behind the name. So, frickashina is a verb which means to sputter words or syllables while making up a song before you have lyrics. So it's kind of like
That's
being
pretty
like
cool.
shamanama hand and back there, you know what I mean?
Just to
and
get
someone's
the
like, oh
lit-
yeah,
yeah.
you do like a shamanama hand and then the wamp bap there, and it's like, oh yeah, and then you make a song. We do
Yeah.
that a lot. Andrew actually is the king of mouth noises. Since he can't play any instrument other than one he can smack,
Yeah.
he'll come in and like have all like these arrangements in his head where he's like making guitar noises and like, you know.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, and there's actually a pretty interesting story about this, which I didn't know what this was when I heard the story originally. But back in the day when Def Leppard was recording Hysteria with Mutt Lange, him and Joe Elliott, I think they needed like one more song for the album, and they're sitting there and they kind of had this riff, and they're playing the riff, and it's like. And they're just like going back and forth, and that song turned into be "Pour Some Sugar on Me" by Def Leppard. Yeah.
The most popular song at strip clubs.
Yeah, the most popular song at strip clubs was literally written by two dudes sitting in a studio
going,
across from each other. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool, man.
I guess like that part in the beginning is like, "Coming like a bomb, baby, come and get it on."
That's all you gotta do. You just gotta piece it
That's
together.
what they were doing. He was just sitting there going like, and it's like you just start building stuff like that. That's one of the cool things about like, I mean, most of the times like when we write songs and shit, like I come with lyrics and like I have a general idea of like what I think the song should sound like, but then I'm like, but yeah, you guys do whatever you need to do to make it right, and then usually you just come in with some lyrics, and next thing you know, people are just
comes together.
Yeah, comes together. And
I never knew there was a word for it.
I didn't either.
Fricashina.
Excuse me.
Fricashina.
It's a strange word.
I wonder what the root of that word is. I really want to know.
The root is frick.
Well,
which means a different word for fuck.
Where it comes from. Urban Dictionary.
What is the origin of the word, please? Can you use it in a sentence? If not,
I need to know.
So yeah, please
That's pretty cool.
Go check them out. Like I said, they do have a new album out right now. Thanks for the invite. You can buy it on vinyl from their website, thefrickashinas.com. We will be sharing all that stuff. So keep your eyes peeled. Go like and follow them on all things streaming, and go check out their website if you want to purchase music or find out where they're playing next.
That's what I was about to ask. Do you know if they're going to be playing anywhere?
I don't right now. I don't think they have anything on the books, but they might. I did not look that far into it, unfortunately. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But yeah, the Frickashinas. It's kind of like power poppy punk music.
Yeah,
I dig it. They're good shit,
it.
man. But let me see if they're playing anywhere anytime soon.
I like the upbeatness of it. You know, good shit.
Yeah, we need some
upbeat.
upbeat shit in our lives. You know what I mean? Let's see here. This is good podcasting.
Whenever you are
right
ready,
here.
I am ready to do the shot at the turn.
You know what? We'll just post about that when I find it. I should have looked at that.
I put you on the
beforehand.
spot. My bad.
You did. It's okay.
Yep. That's why this is live.
It's live. Well, technically live.
Kind of in the moment.
We record it live, and we don't edit much.
We don't edit.
No, we don't.
Much of anything.
No, unless Chad says something racist. No, I'm just kidding. Cheers
to the shot at the turn.
And thanks for sticking around, guys. We'll get this shit on the road right now.
Let's fucking kill it with the sports ball talk.
Oh, that's
the
spicy.
Black? It was.
Oh,
Trying to finish that off.
It is spicy.
That's a good word for it.
Sounds like Shaggy.
Oh, that did. No, Scooby.
Oh, roll raggy.
This is what I've got this segment titled for this week, Mr. Ray.
Okay, I'm gonna let you kind of take the lead on this one since you went all out on it.
Well, I did. I wanted to go through this because, as I talked to you about earlier, and I complain about all the time, ESPN has a tendency to, and we wanted to get in this headlines, and I forgot, but we'll just cover it real quick. Since they suck so much, they don't know how to run their business, and they're just looking for the clickbaity analysts, and they just laid off.
Oh, yeah, we kind of meant to talk about this in the headlines.
I just want to cover it just real quick, but
did
they
this last
laid
week,
off
too.
some notable people, man.
Yeah.
Jalen Rose. I wonder how much that didn't have to do with his interview that fell through with John
The
Morant.
weird-ass Ja Morant interview.
Yeah, he interviewed him, and John Morant was so remorseful and so sorry about all this, and then offended and did the same thing just weeks later. That interview didn't turn out so well. He's not type of Oprah Winfrey, if you will.
Yeah, no, he's not good at the in-depth interviews.
The ones that upset me are Susie Colbert and Max Kellerman. That's a bummer, man.
Susie Colbert, especially, I don't know what she did really to warrant getting laid off.
I don't get it,
She's
man.
always been one of the best sideline reporters in terms of the NFL, especially on Monday night, Thursday. Well, Monday night, I think
She's
only now.
essential. It's gonna feel weird without her.
Yeah, no, it is going to feel weird, and I'm sure they'll find replacements. I do feel like this has been a long time coming. I felt like ESPN has been extremely watered down with the just influx of people that they've had over the years to the point where it's just like I don't even know who half the people are talking sometimes. Yeah. You've got like your quintessential people that are always there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just weird that they laid off this many people all at once.
It's so crazy, man.
40 people, you don't have fucking
boom,
jobs.
Getting the axe.
Oh, and I guess speaking of Jalen Rose, he recorded a segment for Get Up that day, Friday, and they actually had to cut it before it aired because he was no longer an employee of ESPN before it aired.
Well, did you see that same day on NBA Countdown, while 40 people lost their jobs, live on NBA Countdown, or however live it is, they bring pizzas out to the staff. Like, oh, here, Perkins.
The old proverbial pizza party.
Yeah, you guys survived.
It's not that bad. At least we get pizza. Yeah. We got a pizza party. It's
real life
okay.
Survivor, man. But with sports and media, like, it's so fucking weird. I gotta say it. We've talked about it. It's just such a shame because we knew these job cuts were coming weeks in advance, and I was just praying that Perkins would be on it. I know that sounds fucked up to say someone would lose their job,
Yeah,
and
I
I knew
we were talking about Bart Scott.
Bart Scott, he's the
These
worst.
guys that just say shit for whatever reason.
They say outlandish stuff to keep their job. Stephen A. even came out and said, "Oh, I may be next." That's fucking bullshit. We know he is the key piece to this whole.
Even if he did leave, he would be fine with his fucking podcast and doing it. And that's the thing. I mean, all these people are going to go find probably even better jobs. And if not, go do things on their own. I mean, Susie Colbert could easily have a podcast just talking about all the crazy shit that's happened at ESPN over the 30 years.
I think she'd be better on the NFL Network. Fucking Prime. Dude, what about that? What if Prime brought her in?
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. They're probably going to go get more money than they were making even at ESPN.
Could be.
So,
but they lost a good one. Let's bring up Jeff Van Gundy. That dude was so biased against the Nuggets that when I saw that name, I'm like, I don't care if you've been in it for 15 years, man. You need to call a game objectively.
I mean, him and Mark Jackson both were some of the worst, analysts, whatever you want to call them, to call a game.
What I don't get,
especially a whole fucking series,
and finals. What I don't understand is we have a lot of the playoffs on TNT. That is the best place to watch NBA.
ESPN's
I literally
got
watched
the
the
rights.
halftime because I've talked about this before. Those guys, Shaq, Ernie, all of them are entertaining. They've won a ton of Emmys.
Yeah.
Why don't we have the finals on TNT?
Because the rights have got to go up.
ESPN,
And I'm sure they will buy the rights when it goes up because TNT
That's
is
what
gonna
people
start
want.
being. I mean, in terms of basketball, even NHL, dude, or TNT's where it's at. I mean,
it is.
TNT's got Gretzky and Biz from Spittin' Chicklets and all those guys. So it's similar to the TNT halftime, which has been one of the #1 rated sports shows for a long time now. So,
but let's talk about this because this is just insane. I know I'm spending too much time on this, but the thing of it is like our generation, most of our audience is our generation, and we're roughly around it.
And our parents.
That's true. Thank you, Mom and Dad. You remember how often you watched SportsCenter and it was Stuart Scott on there, R.I.P. Scott Van Pelt. I know he still does SportsCenter, but they just give him this quick hour after the games. SVP. These what's his name just signed off? God damn it, I'm forgetting his name. I mean the two Chris
guys
Boomer too
did it forever. They both got laid off.
Yep. It's just so different than what I remember where I used to love tuning into SportsCenter, but now it's like I'm tuning into a reality TV show.
Yeah, basically, and it's gotten hard to watch. That's what I've been saying. There's so many people, you don't even know what's going on. I get it's 24-hour sports. You got to have a lot of time, a lot of content to fill, but it's just gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't even know who this person is.
Yeah. I mean, like I said last week, they kept talking about Dame so much, and it's like there's other sports going on. They never talk about baseball, and I get it. I know their ratings are so low, but that's what you have to do as the media is bolster it up. But yeah, I don't know. I could go on about it forever. I'm sorry, but
well, and I think maybe some of this has to do with the fact that we do know that Mr. McAfee just made the jump over to ESPN, and I think they're trying to jump on to the new age way of ingesting, news and information.
Yeah.
So
you're going to be true to yourself. You're going to be outlandish. You're going to be crazy, provocative.
Yeah.
And I hope the good. That's the hope I have for ESPN is McAfee. He's uncensored, and I don't know how much they're going to censor him.
He said nothing's changing. He said that was the biggest thing about it was that nothing was going to change, and he just took. And that's what's so crazy to me is he just took hundreds of millions of dollars from whatever that company. I forget who it was.
FanDuel. I'm pretty sure it was FanDuel.
FanDuel.
It was
or
one
somebody.
of the betting sites.
So I wonder how that'll. I mean, this is again a huge digression, but
Well,
I wonder
I'm
how
sure-
all that worked out. Like, did he have to get bought out of that contract, or did he just nullify that contract? Because that was literally last year when that happened.
Oh yeah, it was.
There's no way that contract was up.
No way. Maybe they're going to be doing those commercials during his show. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But it's going to be nuts. But okay, yeah.
Let's get into it,
man.
It is the NBA free agency frenzy.
The Fringe free agent.
The Fringe. The
Frenzy.
Fringy.
Yeah.
The Fringy. The Fringy.
Fringy frenzy.
Free agency fringe fanatics frenzy.
Fran.
It just, but you gotta have two F. Fran.
Keep doing the alliteration. Starting in alphabetical order, we are not going to be like ESPN and just cover the top teams. We're just going to go over all of the teams because each and every team made moves in the free agency.
That is damn right.
Yep. Atlanta Hawks. Rudy Gay joins via trade.
That's a good one, though. It came
That's
from Utah,
definitely good.
correct?
He's not too bad. I believe so. Yeah.
I think they traded something for him. I can't remember exactly what it was, but that's not a
can't
bad
remember.
one. I like it.
Yep. Boston Celtics. Big one here. Kristaps Porzingis joins via trade.
The unicorn.
Yep. That is a big pickup for him. They clearly saw that in the finals what the Heat was lacking was size, and they went out and got it.
Yeah, that's indeed what they did. Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis drafted by the Knicks a few years ago, and then he moved to the Mavericks. Did not have a very good go there. He's always had injury issues.
Yeah, that's just
very
it.
tall,
They can
lanky.
stay healthy.
We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, the Celtics also might be in on Dame.
Yep.
Dame
that
watch.
is a good point.
Dame watch.
Dame watch. Now,
Dame
I
watch.
talked shit on it
Dame
last
watch.
week, but I'm tired of this Dame talk. But we didn't even get to it. He did request a trade. So now there's something to talk about.
There is something to talk about. I felt like we already knew that he requested a trade, and we were just kind of waiting for it to be
quite
solidified.
Official. He hadn't made up his mind.
Yeah. I do feel bad for him, man. That guy's been there for a long time.
He's a damn good player, man.
They've never really built around him except for
CJ McCollum.
Yeah, the McCollum Nurkic days. And we'll see what happens.
All right.
Yusuf.
Charlotte Hornets. Lonzo Ball signs
a big
or is it
deal.
LaMelo Ball?
LaMelo.
It's LaMelo, excuse
Lonzo
me. I get him
Ball
confused.
might never play basketball.
He's
again.
not going to play basketball.
They've basically said that. So real quick, Lonzo Ball done with basketball probably forever.
Yep.
He had the same surgery that Gabriel Landeskog had. More often than not, you do not return from it.
Your knees are in bad shape then.
Yeah, his knees ruined. They already took, I believe it was like an injury exemption for his contract where they get the money back for it. But his brother, LaMelo, was it 208?
$260 million, 5-year
260.
deal.
I was way off.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
He's definitely the best out of the balls.
He's the only one. I can't even remember the other brother's name.
I know. I can't think of it either right now, but he's the youngest, I think.
LaMelo is.
LaMelo's the youngest?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
I
thought there was one.
It's Lonzo. And then what's the other one's name? We were just talking about him.
Lonzo LaMelo. I don't remember the third one.
Shit.
I know there's a third one.
Yeah, I can't remember the third one's name either. But
Let's keep going.
Real quick though, this was the little thing that they were talking about. Remember Big Baller Brand, the BBB?
Yeah.
His dad's shoe wear that they made their own shoe deal. They're saying that might be the reason why. Alonzo is no longer going to play in the NBA because of those shitty shoes they had made.
Like that's what caused his knee injury? No way.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know, LaMelo doesn't wear Big Baller Brand anymore.
He doesn't?
No.
Shit.
No. So,
That's super fascinating.
It's a little bit of
I
a
didn't know
curveball
that,
there.
man.
But yeah, there's people speculating that the reason his knee got wrecked is because of those shitty shoes they made.
That's crazy. See, that's why this podcast works, because Chris gives me news and I give him news too.
We always all hear so much different shit, you know.
We're all over the place.
Yeah. Anyways,
eyes and ears everywhere.
Sorry, continue.
Chicago Bulls.
Doubles.
Javon Carter agrees to 3-year deal, and then Torrey Craig, the old Nugget, agrees to
TC.
2-year deal. Yep.
I wouldn't mind getting him back.
Man, Torrey Craig, man, he could throw down a dunk.
Dog.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Dog.
Karis LeVert returns on a 2-year deal, and then Georges, I'm not sure how to pronounce that first name. I always fuck that up. Agrees to a 3-year deal.
Georges Niang, something like that.
And then Max Strus, big deal here, joins via sign and trade.
Miami Heat guard.
Had a horrible finals.
Yeah.
So
I think he was 0 for 10 in that second game. First or second
first
game.
Game, I think. First game, second game, he made 1 3-pointer.
Oh, it was the first game because we're like, there's no way he misses that many.
Yeah, there's no way. He ended up having bounce a bit.
Not
He
too
still
bad.
wasn't very good the whole finals, but maybe him and Donovan Mitchell.
We're
gonna keep taking shots, buddy.
The Spider.
Yep, maybe they can make it work.
Yeah.
Dallas Mavericks. Seth Curry agrees to 2-year deal.
Yeah, Seth Curry. He's been a journeyman his whole career, and he's going to continue to be a journeyman.
Him and Kyrie reunite, though. I didn't realize they played on Duke together.
Oh, I didn't realize that either.
That's kind of crazy because
Crazy that Seth Curry went to Duke and Steph went to
Davidson.
Yeah.
That goes to show you is like my name.
I guess,
help me out.
you're right, because he's his younger brother, right?
Yeah, he's his younger brother. Yeah, actually got a better career 3-point percentage than Steph.
Taking a lot less, though.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like the thing when they were like, Jokic is a better 3-point percentage than Seth Curry. I was like, but look at how many Seth
2 or
Curry
3 a
took.
game.
Yeah, it's like 15 a game. Yeah, when you're shooting 38 with taking 15 a game, it's a little bit better than
Jokic got a lot better this year.
Yeah.
Dude, his 3-point percentage went up
shit.
drastically over this year. I think 10 points. 10 points.
It did, and the weird thing is his free throw percentage went down.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I think it's gone down the last couple of years.
I think it's got to be fatigue, though, man. Like, he was playing a lot more minutes.
It's all the blood loss from the scratches on his arms.
Dude, that's good. 10-foil hat.
Yeah, 10-foil hat. Get it out. All right. Take us to the...
I wasn't done with the Mavericks. Kyrie Irving. This was a big deal.
Was it
Returns on a
130?
3-year deal. I don't have the numbers. I know you.
I will tell you what it is.
I think it was
$126 million, 3-year deal, average annual salary $42 million.
Well, my prediction was wrong because if you guys remember from last week, I was saying that the Mavs need to trade him, but they're sticking.
That
would
have been the best thing they could have done.
It really could have been.
Because
now they're fucked.
I saw no signs of it working.
Yep.
Whatsoever. Aside from, I think, the second game or something like that, Kyrie came in and had like 20-some points.
They were worse.
They got worse, and then they fell out of the playoff race.
And then they signed to a 3-year deal. Their front office, Mark Cuban,
they got to do
a
something
hell of
to
a job.
keep Luka, though. I mean, you got to. We traded for him. We got to try and keep him. Otherwise, you can't just trade for somebody for 6 weeks and go.
Yeah. Let's get to our own Denver Nuggets.
Nugs.
Justin Holiday agrees to a 1-year deal. And then we re-sign Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan.
I did hear Zach By, who we've mentioned on the show a few times, talking today about the Reggie Jackson thing, and he was kind of saying, I think with him coming in as late as he did, he never really had a chance to gel, and that maybe they kind of floated the idea to him, like, look, we know we probably aren't going to be able to keep Bruce.
Yep.
You come in now, start acclimating, you get a full off season with us, we'll sign you again, and you will take over the Bruce Brown role. I think Calvin Booth, you have to be thinking like that right now. You got to be trying to reload as much as you can because, unfortunately, with getting put into the new stuff with the CBA, we already have 3 max contracts, and we do need to get into this and actually go and figure out what all is going on with the CBA. There is some of it in effect now.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the Suns now with 4 max contracts literally cannot sign anybody but veteran minimum players.
4 of their starters total out to $165 million. $5 million over the luxury tax.
Yeah, so that's the thing that the Nuggets are at right now. I mean, you've got 3 guys on maxes, and you've got Aaron Gordon making like, was it 40 a year or something like that? It's
I don't.
He's making a good chunk. I don't know for sure.
Dude, have you seen his house?
Yeah,
it's not even a house.
He lives
it's
in
a warehouse.
Yeah, it's
it
fucking
is so
sick.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
If there was an MTV Cribs that fucking was actually cool and still did that show, I would want him to do Aaron Gordon's house.
Yeah,
Warehouse.
No, it's super sweet. It's like a fucking legit like basketball gym built in a warehouse, and he like lives in the loft above it. Basically,
it's a basketball
super
haven,
badass.
man. He's got a gym there, a spot to pull up his sick looking cars.
Yeah, but
he's the best, man. People's champ.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna see though, the Nuggets stayed pat a little bit. They had to, just due to what they've got going on. They knew there's no way they could. They own the most they could offer Bruce Brown was $7.7 million this year.
I don't blame him.
That was it. And everybody thought Bruce Brown was going to get 12 to 14 from the Lakers or somebody like that, and then the fucking Pacers come in,
outbid everybody.
$21 million for fucking 2 years.
Chris, what would you do? Would you take $7 million or
I'm taking
21?
$21 million.
I
don't
give
care
a
what I
fuck.
said at a parade.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Exactly.
fuck. And dude, he's only
That's
like, he's only 28, dude. So he's still at the end of that deal. He's gonna get paid again.
Yeah, I believe it, man. I mean, dude, he stepped up so big for us. Like when that happens, you know, this is sports. I can't be mad at him. You know, it's just.
And
what
this
happens.
is the thing that we've got to rely on is that Jokic just makes everybody better around him, and if that's who it's going to be, Jokic is going to make him good. So,
and people don't worry, Christian Brown's going to take a huge leap this year.
I think so too. I think he is going to be expected to pick up a lot of the slack from Bruce Brown leaving.
He's not on the summer league this year, so that says a lot.
Did you see though, real quick? This is a little bit of a digression, but it is our Denver Nuggets. Go Nuggets, world champions, no big deal. Jamal Murray was out at Summer League running 5-on-5 with the Summer League guys, and they were doing wind sprints and all types of shit.
Coaching him?
Yes,
dude,
and playing with him.
I need to get his.
This
jersey.
is what I'm telling you: is building a championship-winning culture.
The blue arrow.
What do you say? You're just
right here,
drafted.
This is the thumbnail.
You're just drafted.
Boom. The blue arrow.
Do it one more time. This is what we're talking about, building a culture. You just won the NBA championship, 3 weeks ago? And you're in the Summer League, and you're working out with these guys, running wind sprints with them.
You could be up in Canada.
Running 5-on-5.
Eating some pancakes.
Yeah.
However,
I don't know.
Canada
with the maple
accents
syrup
are-
there, eh?
Yeah. Watching some hockey games, eh?
Yeah, watching the
But
Canucks or
instead,
somebody like that. Yeah.
he's coaching the Summer League.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you, man. When you see shit like that, I mean, I don't care where you work or like if you see your boss doing shit that you wouldn't expect your boss to do, you want to work harder because you're like, shit, he's doing it. I should probably do
Lead
it.
by example.
Yeah,
Lead
exactly.
by example is damn right.
Anyways, continue. That's
let's
it
move
for the
on
Nuggets.
from the Nuggets. Detroit Pistons, old Nugget, Monty Morris joins via trade.
And I heard he might get let go, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind bringing someone like him back for a little bit of depth.
He was a good
And there's
friend of
another
Jokic
person
too.
I'm going to mention too later on when we get to the Orlando Magic.
Oh, all right.
That
all right.
might
we'll see what
be
happens
a
then.
good backup center.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe
Okay,
we'll see.
we do need to get better. I like
need a center.
Tonchar, but we need a better
We need
one.
a center. I think you need a guy that's a little bit more like Jokic.
This
Anyways.
is one we got to spend just a little bit on. Big news. Last year's champs, Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green returns on a 4-year, $100 million deal. And then Chris Paul joins via trade. That is going to be a way different looking Warriors team next year.
Yeah, I don't really know about the Chris Paul thing, and we talked a little bit about it last week.
We both don't have faith in that.
I don't understand bringing in a guy who is yearly not available at the most important time, which would be the playoffs. So I'm still a little bit confused about that one. But
I don't have faith in Chris Paul.
I don't either. We saw it last year with the Suns. I believe he disappeared for the last 3 games, but they actually played better without him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nonetheless, I did want to bring this up because you're talking about Draymond Green, and his agent is Mr. Rich Paul.
Yep.
Which, if you are an athlete of any sort, you need to get in with Clutch Sports and get yourself involved with Rich Paul, because this offseason, this dude just printed money for people.
That's LeBron's agent, right?
LeBron's agent, yes. Clutch Sports, they're all over the place. His notable ones this year, let's say Draymond Green's new 4-year, $100 million deal. Fred VanVleet's 3-year, $130 million max
I didn't
contract.
write that one down.
And what about Jeremy Grant's 5-year, $160 million contract with the Blazers?
That's a big deal for Grant,
dude. Over $300 million. $390 million in just 3 guys, and
That's
those are just 3
crazy,
of the
man.
dudes he fucking represents. So, Rich Paul, if you want to get rich, get with Rich.
Yeah.
And if you haven't come up with that trademark, we've got it now, and you got to buy it from us.
You gotta
Rich
buy
Paul.
it from us.
So, I just thought that was crazy. I saw that happen, and I was like, oh shit, he literally has like the top 5.
I'm really glad you mentioned
signings.
Van Fleet, because I don't know how I missed the Houston Rockets, but yeah, they
He has
signed
the number 1, number 2, and the number 6 ranked signing in terms of amount this year.
Jesus, man, he's making those guys money.
Imagine all the percentage he's making.
A lot.
Dude's, like I said, printing money.
Probably
Clutch
living
Sports.
lavishly.
Get at us. We will gladly represent you.
Moving on from the Golden State Warriors.
Yes, take us to the next place.
So like I said, we'll just gloss over the Houston Rockets and Fred VanVleet. The Rockets also made another
Rockets
move too.
spend a lot of money.
Yeah, they're
Uncle
really
Jeff
trying to-
is now a Rocket.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I think they were tired of being one of the worst teams over the last couple of years, so I think they're really trying to make some moves. Fred VanVleet, damn. And then someone else just went to them recently. Fuck, who was it?
Dylan Brooks.
Damn, good call.
80,
That was
$80 million for 4 years. $20 million a year.
I really think the Rockets are trying to do something here. It's crazy.
Well, they bring in Jeff Green to kind of,
that.
Uncle Jeff, all the young dudes.
Yeah.
You got
Tell
Dylan
Dylan
Brooks,
to stop
who
chirping his mouth.
basically got run out of the Grizzlies for running his mouth.
I've always been a Van Fleet
LeBron.
fan, too, because he's a shocker. Wichita State. Yep, hold it up. Dude, cheerleaders do that for Wichita State.
Do they really?
Yeah, swear to God.
If you don't know what that is, we're not going to tell you. You got to write it in the comments below.
You got to figure it out. All right.
Yeah, what's the next one, Chad?
Indiana Pacers. This is a sad one here. Old Brucey agrees to a 2-year deal, and then Tyrese Halliburton agrees to a 5-year, $260 million deal.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is the guy they're building around, so it makes sense.
It's so nuts, man. Like, this guy, this is an up-and-coming guy, and he's going to get $260 million. Chris, let me tell you, dude, I don't have any kids, but if I was to have a kid, if tomorrow Hannah's like, Chad, I'm pregnant, I'm going to be like, listen, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put Michael Jordan highlights in front of your belly, and then when that baby's
here's the
born...
thing, Chad. You can't do it with basketball because
baseball
they need
is the way to go.
No, not even baseball anymore. I've changed my entire thought process.
Golf?
It's golf. Because it doesn't matter.
You don't get hurt.
You can look like this guy,
Yep.
or you could look like Tiger Woods.
But it's so tough, though, man. You gotta be good.
I know, dude.
It's so hard.
No, but you could fucking place 15th and still win 6 figures, dude. It doesn't
That's
matter.
true.
You could
That's very
suck
true.
and dominate. Look at Happy Gilmore. He was happy with his $10,000.
He just had to go to his happy
60th
place.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because
That is a good point.
With the NBA, you have to have a little bit of the genetic lottery involved.
You gotta be tall.
And I know you and Hannah are both not the most tall people. I don't know about the rest of
Hey,
people.
we
in
got
your
handles,
family.
though, man. We got
Yeah,
handles.
Hannah's got ball skills. Point guard for
She's
sure.
fast.
Seth Curry type point guard.
Yeah.
Steph Curry type point guard. Sorry, we were talking about Seth earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's where I would go.
I agree, but man, it's crazy. Halliburton getting $260 million.
You know
That
what's
is
crazy? I saw a thing the other day. Guess how much Jordan made in his entire career?
Dude, I don't
Just
like
take a
talking
guess.
about this.
Just take a guess.
$80 million.
Fucking close. Way closer than I thought. $97 million.
Yeah,
The greatest
I've heard it
player
recently
in basketball.
He's made so much
But,
more money.
yeah,
Wait,
that's what I'm
have
saying.
you ever looked at
After
the
the
number he
fact.
makes like per hour?
No, but
He
it's
makes-
just like fucking Jeff Bezos makes like in some insane amount.
We looked it up when we watched Air, which is on Prime. Totally worth watching. I think it's close to $5 million per day. I want to say that's what it is.
That's nuts.
It's fucking crazy, man.
What's also nuts is I have to pee. So, Chad, take us to the next one.
I'm going to go through it, and then we're going to take another curveball shot just because we got to get rid of this Crown Royal Black.
Doesn't like the Crown Royal Black people.
It's all right. LA Clippers, Russell Westbrook returns on a 2-year deal. This is the right spot for Westbrook. He had a way better run than he did on the Lakers here. This is the right fit for him. The Clippers just need to stay healthy. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, I mean, those guys are made of like glass. I feel bad for Kawhi because he's had an ACL injury, but it's just shitty luck. Paul George can't stay healthy either. So, I mean, with all three of those guys healthy, I mean, they're definitely a playoff contender. They need to get maybe a better rehab staff there on the Clippers. Let's move to the LA Lakers. I don't want to talk about this. We talked about it a little bit earlier when we talked about the ESPN. Cam Reddish agrees to a 2-year deal. Taurean Prince agrees to a 1-year deal. Gabe Vincent agrees to a 3-year deal. Hachimura, Russell, and Reeves re-sign. We'll see. You know, if Anthony Davis and LeBron... I was
hoping I missed the Lakers. But
I know. That's why I was trying to just dole through it.
I could tell by your voice that it was the Lakers.
We try to be objective. We try to be biased. But you know what? We'll leave that for ESPN because all they do is talk about the Lakers.
Well,
so let's just go ahead and move on to the Grizzlies.
The Lakers got an A+, so that's all I know.
I doubt. I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Well, they don't care what you agree with.
Yeah.
They're the ESPN.
Taurean Prince
Fringe fanatics.
was on the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets beat them easily.
That's true. So I'm not too worried about it.
Yep. Memphis Grizzlies, they do make some moves. Desmond Bane made some money.
Dude's got the shortest arms in the NBA for being as tall as he is.
But he is a damn good defender.
Yeah.
Agrees to a 5-year, $207 million deal. Fuck, man, that is a lot of money. I hate talking about this.
Yeah, no, it's insane what we're talking about with the NBA.
Yeah,
It's almost as insane as the MLB, but
yeah,
not quite there.
And Derrick Rose agrees to a multi-year deal. Youngest MVP ever when he was on the Bulls. This guy was a phenom until injuries just plagued his whole career. I feel so bad for him. I hate that he goes to the Grizzlies because he's in the West and he joins Ja Morant to be his / mentor. Like we said earlier, it's Guns N' Roses there.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses ablaze.
Do you think he's going to just walk? I'm just going to set the stage right here. First time he walks into the Grizzlies locker room, Ja just got there late. He's fucking high as a kite, got his gun in his bag still because he doesn't learn. And then we hear one of the best intros in rock history, Sweet Child of Mine, come through.
Or even Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle. But it's Sweet Child of Mine because Derrick Rose is going to be saying to him, "You're my sweet child, Ja." I'm just saying.
You're my child now,
it
Ja.
fits.
Child, please.
Guns N' Roses there in Memphis.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, Derrick Rose, it's 2 years, $6 million or $6.552719 million. He's basically making $3.276 a year now.
Yeah,
that's a big fall off. That's crazy.
That's so nuts, man. I don't have much faith in him. Obviously, Ja. I don't know if I know we've talked about it, actually. I know we did. He's going to be out the first 25 games. This is the next news I got to mention is along with this team. Marcus Smart joins via team trade. That is what scares me. That with him and the rest of that good Desmond Bane, that's a good defensive team. I don't know, man. It does kind of get me worried. And Derrick Rose to possibly provide some veteran leadership.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got me a little worried.
The scariest thing because now they're going to have the defensive edge that they did not have.
Yeah. Does he dye his hair sky blue now?
Apparently, he did the green thing for his mom.
Really?
She died of cancer, and she said she wanted to see his hair green before she died, and I think he dyed it.
That is a very strange request.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think he was dyeing his hair colors before or something like that. I don't know the full story on that. I did literally
knew that.
like a little video about it. So I'm not entirely sure. Sorry,
you're
people.
so tuned into the news.
I've watched so much shit. I just retain tiny amounts of it. That's
Dude, the amount of useful knowledge. What is it
Shinfo.
called?
Shitty info.
Yeah.
I have retained the most shitty info.
Useless knowledge in my head. It's awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hey, hold on one sec. Let's
you
take
want
this
to do
real
a
quick.
curveball?
Yeah, take one.
What are we doing?
It's not
Just cause?
just cause, man. Because we're
Just-
halfway. We're going
it's
through
just cause.
the NBA alphabetically.
Why?
I can't break it up.
Just cause. So cheers to you guys, just cause.
Because sometimes Ohtani throws a curveball. All right.
Fucking rat's nest on the back of my head. Son of a bitch.
Chris is trying to dread up like me.
Yep.
All right. Let's move on to the Miami Heat. Thomas Bryant, the old
Heat.
Nugget, he didn't really get much playing time, but I appreciated him. He did get a ring with us.
We basically, I think, facilitated all that. No, we traded for him, didn't we?
We tried to get him away from the Lakers. Yeah, we did.
Because we need backup center help. I honestly was thinking maybe that was part of like a 3-team deal to get rid of Bones, but no, that was
but it was good just to give Jokic a breather.
I think
that's
we got
what
Reggie
he was
Jackson from. Or did we? Shit, I don't remember, dude.
I don't know,
Fuck.
man. You're getting to the weeds.
God,
it's
damn
tough
it.
to tell. Kevin Love returns on a 2-year deal. He says he's really happy with the Miami. I really do appreciate and respect Miami culture. They are grassroots. They are, all right, we're going to take this vet and we're going to roll with them. I like Kevin Love. I think it's a smart move. Here's the big news with the Miami Heat. Like you just mentioned earlier, the Dame question mark. Stop yawning on me, Chris. We got fucking shit to cover here, man.
I kicked it over to you so I can yawn like that.
I can go get the smelling salts out of the car.
Dude, I'm ready. No, I don't think Miami has anything that Portland wants from what I've heard.
It's
They don't
nuts,
have
man.
a
They say they're
trade
willing to
package.
trade everybody but Butler and Bam.
Yeah, and I don't think Portland wants any of them.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
why I think he might end up going to the Celtics or somebody like that where you can get some really good players.
there's rumors of the 76ers, but they would have to give up Maxey, and they're not willing to do that.
Yeah, supposedly Maxey's untouchable.
Yeah. I'm saying Mavs, dude. I'm saying Mavs. I told you, Mavs. That's my guess. But
We'll see.
we'll see. Not Miami. Maybe. We'll see. Milwaukee Bucks. Chris Middleton returns on a 3-year deal, and both Lopez's return. The brothers stick together.
Oh, good old Brooke and what's the other one's name?
Yeah. I mean, Chris Middleton, he's great, but he's just got to stay healthy. I think if him and Giannis were healthy in the playoffs last year, that would have been a way different finals.
Oh, that was the problem. Didn't he miss like the first half of the year or something like that?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty
He
sure
missed,
a very good chunk
30
of
or
the year.
40
yeah.
games,
Yeah.
something like that. Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards signs to a Supermax deal. I don't have the numbers, but I know it's a fuck ton of money.
I think that one might have been the one that was 206. I think I might have.
That's normally what it's around when it's a Supermax. But, I mean, he's worth it, but, man, it's just like, okay, you saw Hustle, right? That was the name of the Adam Sandler movie that was fantastic.
Oh, with Juancho?
Yeah.
Yeah. Juancho and Gomez.
Anthony Edwards was the adversary in that movie, and he proves it. Like, on the court, in real life, he's a ball hog. He doesn't know how to facilitate. He's more of a 3-on-3 or 1-on-1 player. You can give him the Supermax all you want, but I don't see the Minnesota as a threat.
Yeah, and I keep dyslexifying the number. It's $260 million 5-year rookie
I have never heard
contract
dyslexic
extension.
moved into a verb, but is that really what it is? That's cool.
What did I say?
Dyslexify.
Dyslexify? Yeah, it's now a word.
We just made it a word.
Yeah,
a verb.
So we're
That's
gonna
cool.
also trademark that. So you guys watch out. We're trademarking everything this
Oh,
episode.
all the words. Webster's. Watch out.
Loyal to the Royal. What's up? And then what? The other one we had for somebody. I don't remember. It was a good one.
Royal to the loyal. That is Crown Royals.
Yeah, and then we came with another one. I
Dude,
don't remember what it
Webster's
was.
dictionary needs to watch out. We're going to take the whole dictionary by the end of the episode.
It's basically just gonna be the Fringe Fanatics dictionary. So in your face,
Just deal with it. New Orleans Pelicans.
the Pelicans.
The Dwight Schrute. Oh, sorry. I got his name wrong. Cody
Dwight
Zeller agrees to a 1-year deal. And then the big question mark.
He's still gonna be wearing the clear face mask next year.
He just needs to. He just looks better with it. And the receding cul-de-sac haircut.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Zion.
What's gonna
Is
happen?
he going to be on that team?
I don't know if Mariah Mills or whatever her name is has her way. He will be traded.
I'd
Otherwise,
say-
his sex tape will be released.
Porn stars outweigh NBA wishes when they fuck up and fuck the porn stars. It's
Yeah.
just simple
It's-
math,
it's
dude.
yeah,
Dude, get a math book.
get a math book.
Duh. All right,
Get a textbook and learn it and read it.
let's
Figure
keep
it out.
rolling along the alphabet. New York Knicks, Dante DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo.
I feel like such a...
I said I fucked it up last week too, and I was like, I said it before we started. I'm like, Dante DiVincenzo. And then I said DiVincenzo.
Do you feel like romantic when you say it? Because it seems
Dante
like a good...
DiVincenzo.
You seem like the fucking Antonio Banderas. That's what it seems like.
Antonio Banderas.
I am the Mexican.
But yeah,
he agrees to a 4-year deal. I don't have the numbers behind it, but a 4-year deal normally means big money.
I will tell you that deal, but go ahead and keep talking.
Didn't he come from the Lakers? Where I feel like
he was a Warrior.
That's a good signing by the Knicks, man.
4-year, $50 million, 12.5 a year.
That's not bad. I'm gonna put it down here. Put an asterisk, a star next to this bit of news. I think this is gonna be a really good move for the Knicks. Yeah. Julius Randle's got to fucking stay healthy though, man. Like ankle or not, you get that fucking super juice that Mahomes uses.
Well, they were missing anybody to shoot outside of Brunson, so DiVincenzo comes in and he can be your wing guy that can go and get those 3-pointers, do all types of stuff like that. So,
do you want me to keep going while you go make him a vodka drink?
No, I'm okay. I'm good to keep going.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Do you want me to give you a hug?
No, I'm okay.
All right.
Maybe after.
I'll hug you. Okay.
I know you will. I'll embrace you.
All right.
Nah, I'm good.
Let's keep going. All right. We're almost to the Orlando Magic. I'm looking forward to see what you got to say about that. But the OKC Thunder, man, did you see Holmgren made some news in that first Summer League game?
Oh, Chet, yeah, he did. He looked pretty good.
I'm pretty interested in that.
He might actually end up being the Rookie of the Year this year because he
Dude, you see the odds. Did you listen to the most recent Old Man at 3?
I did listen to that one.
The
one
Contavious.
with Contavious and KCP.
Yep, KCP's right. Yeah, I didn't realize that Chet was that high until they talked about the Rookie of the Year possibility.
Yeah, and they're like, I think it's going to be him. So, but we'll see. It could be Wembanyama. I don't know.
I think it's
but you basically have a guy who's been sitting there training with the NBA for like a whole year. So it's kind of like Chet has a little bit of a leg up on Wembanyama.
But then you think Wembanyama's been playing with
pro ball,
pro ball in France, and I mean France ain't no joke, And he's got Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Tony Parker.
That's true.
And the Wizard. I don't know if that's his real nickname, but I feel like that's the type of vibe he puts off in Greg Popovich.
Yeah, he does look like Gandalf or something.
Doesn't he? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Greg Gandalf Popovich. Shit.
All right. Oh, and Oladipo from the Heat.
Victor Oladipo.
That's such a cool name, dude. Signs via trade. So the Thunder, watch out for them because they also got SGA, dude. That guy's a baller.
Yeah, I mean, if Chet comes back healthy, you got all the signings they just did. The OKC, they were already like a sleeper team last year. They just kind of came on too late in the year, and with the Nuggets and everybody in the West, it's really tough. I do think this year, though, you are going to see some teams fall off in the West. It's going to give the opportunity for the Thunder to roll on up, if you will. The Thunder roll. Roll on up the standings a little bit.
You know you're Garth Brooks, sir.
I do love Garth.
Yeah.
Where are the bodies, Garth?
Watch the new special by Tom Segura. Oh, my God. Yes. Oh, that's great.
But anyways, continue on.
Orlando Magic. The only thing I've got is Joe Ingles agrees to a 2-year deal. What do you have, Mr.
I'll
Ray?
tell you what I have, Chad, and that is Mr. Bol Bol was released by the Orlando Magic this year.
It goes to show you by talent scouts can see a Bol Bol, and then they can see a Victor Wembanyama and be like, they're different.
They're really not.
Apparently
they are, but to me they look like the same person. They both look freakishly,
that's why we're not
freakishly awkward. And I saw Bol Bol in the summer league when he was a Nugget do some things that I was like, that looks like some Jokic type freak shit. That doesn't look. I mean, he can hit threes, pass the ball. To me, he seems like he might be a pretty good center backup for Jokic when Jokic isn't out.
It just seems like they don't give him the opportunity, man.
No, he never did. Malone hated him. But Malone's going to have to bite the bullet this year because of what happened with Bruce Brown leaving, with some of these guys having to accept different roles. He's going to have to, unfortunately, bite the bullet and let these guys like Christian Brown, Peyton Watson start to actually make a difference.
He doesn't like to use young guys, does he?
He hates the rookies, man.
Yeah.
Hates the rookies.
It's gonna.
So we'll see what happens.
Though. All right,
but that's my thought. Maybe Bol Bol to the Nuggets.
Didn't you say you had something else? Oh, that was what it was. Bol Bol.
Yeah,
okay.
Bol
no,
Bol
yeah, I was kind of interested in that because he's a tall motherfucker, man.
Yeah, he's like 7'3", 3.72.
Yeah, because they said when they got the official height of Victor Wembanyama,
7.3.5.
7.3.5, not quite 7.5 like they talked about.
He's 7.5 in shoes.
Do they talk? Okay, well that shouldn't matter. He wears shoes on the court.
I know that's what they're saying though. 7.5 in shoes.
Oh my god, logistics.
Yeah, 8 foot wingspan.
Yeah,
As long as 2 park benches next to each other.
That was
That's
crazy
freaky.
when I saw it. Do you see the picture where he was standing,
Yeah,
just on his flat foot, and he could just go like this? This is his arm for YouTube. Watch the YouTube, and you can see this with his arm at a right angle, touch the rim.
yeah.
That's
Well,
insane.
I mean, did you see? I forget. I think he must have went to like Houston's game or something, but he went to a baseball game and threw out the first pitch, I guess, and he held the ball and his fingers,
yeah, we talked about that a little bit
wrapped
last
around the
week, dude. He
whole
made the
ball.
ball look like it was a jelly bean.
Oh shit! I didn't even remember we talked about that.
Dude,
Son
that's
of a
why we
bitch.
drink during our shows. We're having a good fucking time.
Oh shit!
All right, let's get to
we getting loose.
the team.
We having fun.
This news.
We having fun. We getting loose. We
Surprised
having
me,
fun.
dude.
What?
I didn't fucking know about this, man. Pat Beverly
Pat
joins
Bev.
Joel Embiid on the 76ers.
I wouldn't mind us grabbing Pat Beverly because we've
Oh,
always
dude,
said
that mouth.
you
Fuck
hate him
that.
when he's not on your team, but
Dude.
when he's on your team,
He's gonna be picking
love
up
to hate
cameras,
him.
being like, "Look at this! I took a good photo. You missed it." Pat Beverly,
He was right about
he's
that
good
photo,
for
though.
the 76ers,
right.
but that whole Harden fucking fiasco they got going on there, it's gonna fuck them over until they figure it out.
I couldn't believe he came back, but
I know. Dude, this is the 76ers are going to suck again. They're going to never get past the conference finals, and it's going to entertain me.
yeah.
Now to the Phoenix Suns, where they did make some big moves.
Yeah,
Bradley
unfortunately.
Beal joins via 3-team trade, and then they signed Eric Gordon he just agrees to a deal. He's kind of a veteran, good guy off the bench, not bad. But the Bradley Beal, what is that going to do? What is that going to do?
I don't know, man. It seems to me like they've got a whole bunch of shooters and nobody really to facilitate. Maybe that's what Eric Gordon's supposed to do. He does join them on a 2-year, basically $6.5 million deal, making $3.276 a year, same as Derrick Rose, actually, the exact same deal, which is weird. But yeah, I don't know really what they're going to do because we saw it last year when it came down to Chris Paul being out. It just became the Devin Booker and KD show. Sure. The Devin Booker and KD show, where it's basically like who's going to take the ball down this time and shoot.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Bradley Beal thing, he hasn't been what he has been before. He's definitely on the downside of his career.
Injury plagued too.
Yeah, hasn't played a lot, and I'm just I'm waiting to see. I know everybody's like, oh my God, they're the team to beat, but unfortunately, the team to beat is still the Denver Nuggets, because I believe we got that Larry O'Brien trophy.
Isn't it great talking about how everybody's trying to figure out how to beat the Nuggets?
Yeah, apparently the Suns have to fucking sign anybody and everybody that'll come on a max contract.
Yeah. They're going to be hurting in 2 years.
Yeah,
I
wait
guarantee you
till
that.
they're screwed and hamstrung with all these deals and nobody in their farm system, if you will, like the baseball would say. They got nobody
It's
coming
gonna be
up.
worth a shit.
Yeah, so
Let's move to Portland, where they have a lot of troubles up there. Jeremy Grant agrees to a 5-year deal, and like we said earlier, Dame's wanting out of there. So I don't know what to make of this team. Jeremy Grant, yeah, good for him. Old Nugget. He did play really well for the Blazers last year. He's going to be getting a lot of money, $160 million over 5 years. But
got that Rich Paul.
Scoot Henderson though will be there.
Yeah,
So let's
Scoot's
see
going to
what
be
he can
there.
do.
They do have a building block to basically kind of restart. But yeah, Dame's gone, and then we'll see what they're going to get in return. I mean, I think they're obviously probably going to get some veteran players and maybe some sort of key player to add to the roster this year. And if not, they're going to get a shitload of draft picks wherever they go to. So it's either going to be a bunch of players to bolster the team out, or it's going to be draft picks to kind of set them up for next year. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm not really sure. I don't really know. It all hinges on Dame and where Dame goes, and it's the Celtics, it's the Heat.
Maybe he goes to the Pacers.
It's whoever, but we'll see who it's going to turn out to be.
All right. Sacramento Kings, the only news about them, Sabonis signs an extension. Well-deserved. Damn good move. I definitely am worried about them next year. I think De'Aaron Fox and that whole Mike Brown operation there is something to worry about.
Yeah, they lose their long play, or they get rid of their playoff drought last year. They signed Sabonis. They've made a deep playoff run considering everything that was going on with them last year. It was nice to see. They also signed Trey Lyles to a 2-year, $16 million deal. Former Nugget. He's getting $8 million a year to go and stay with the Sacramento Kings. Let me see what else. Do we have anybody else that got signed for the Kings? Chad was the one running this, and then he left me. I think he left me to go get me a drink, so I can't really be too mad at him. But, yeah, Sacramento. They're going to be an up-and-coming team, so now I'm stuck here with this. Chad, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Who would be next? The Sacramento Kings. Let me look at his notes here. I'm going to look at Chad's notes. Oh, look at this. We're moving on to the Spurs. That I can talk about. So Trey Jones returns on a 2-year deal to the Spurs. Let me try and figure out the logistics of his deal on that. Trey Jones. See where? Oh, Trey Jones. So he stays with the Spurs. 2 years, $20 million. That's $10 million a year. The Spurs obviously draft Victor Wembanyama this year, so things are looking on the up and up for them for sure. They have one of the biggest prospects since LeBron James to basically be on their team. Greg Popovich gets his third take at whatever you want to call it. I mean, he gets I can't think of his name right now. God damn it. David Robinson and then
Tim Duncan,
yes. He gets his third basic unicorn in terms of the center position to take that team to the next step. So we went through... Who do we got through? The Kings.
I just heard Spurs.
And the Spurs. So we're on the Spurs.
There's really not much about the Raptors. It's crazy. I mean, they did lose Fred VanVleet, and they did fire Nick Nurse. I know that's not free agency. So
you like to call him Nurse. I like that.
God, I did it again. It's like you
you
and fucking
Giannis.
That's hilarious, man. We get stuck on our ways.
Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse, like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
They did fire him, so I really feel like this organization's in a rebuilding phase.
And didn't they hire Ime? Isn't it Ime Udoka that they hired?
They did, yeah.
So
I forgot about that. Good point.
Yeah, we'll
Jalen
see.
McDaniels.
Celtics around for sure.
Yep, I don't know much about McDaniels, but he agrees to a 2-year deal. And then I do know a lot about Dennis Schroeder agrees to a 2-year deal coming from the Lakers. So.
Yeah, one of the people the Lakers lost, they obviously replaced him. So they're not too worried about that. I don't think Schroeder really did much last year.
No.
He's kind of like a role player, bench guy. So let's move on to the next one. What else do we got?
Utah Jazz. Big one here. Jordan Clarkson is finally stepping into that starter's role and agrees to a 3-year extension. I don't have the money behind it, but that is going to be the focal point behind the Jazz going forward.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out where he is too. It's not on here because he signed a deal. So it's this. I'm looking at.
It's all good. He's making money. Washington Wizards. They did a lot of moves.
What'd they were in
the headlines.
They're basically in every trade.
Yeah, pretty much. Tyus Jones and Gallinari joined via trade. Then you got Jordan Poole, big name coming from the Warriors, joins via trade. Then we got the guy Shamet from the Suns who helped beat the Nuggets in one of their fucking playoff games, but it didn't matter.
Larry Shamet.
There
was guys on the
got a
radio
hairline
saying
like
that
Stephen A.
He looked like Timmy from South Park.
He did. That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
He joins via 3-team trade. So, I mean, the Wizards are trying to make some moves, but I don't really think they're going to be much to worry about in the East. They've got a few guys, but Jordan Poole showed last year in the playoffs that he chokes.
Yeah, and two things real quick. Jordan Clarkson with the Jazz, 3-year, $55 million deal. Just wanted to say that. Other thing about Jordan Poole, supposedly there's rumblings that came out that a lot of the veterans, as well as Klay Thompson, had issues with Jordan Poole.
Really? Klay Thompson too? Wow, he's so chill too. That's fucking
That's what
weird.
I heard. Yeah.
I mean,
Could have been
Jordan-
like a bone situation where the guy's thinking, he's the next thing, and
He just thinks he's hot shit and doesn't work as much. Yeah, I can see. I mean, that makes sense why they traded him away for basically nothing.
yeah, pretty much.
That will wrap up free agency Fringe Frenzy.
Yeah, the Fringe free agency frenzy.
Yep, say it.
Fringe
3 times
free
fast.
agency frenzy. The FFAF. So on that, we are going to roll into the DDOE.
Chris, you mind if I cover this UFC 290 real
Oh
quick?
shit, we still got
homie?
that, man. Fuck.
I know.
We're already almost at 2 hours.
I know. It's going to go quick.
It's going to go fast. All right, Chad's going to
I
cover
don't-
UFC 290 because we both forgot about it until we were about to record today.
I know. It was nuts because I've been looking forward to this fight. I've got it on my calendar for a while. But when it comes to previewing it, I forget about my homework. And it is what it is. But
We
Let's get
unwittingly
into
gave
it.
ourselves homework to do the show. So
fuck yeah, we do our fucking research, and that's why we're so
let's
damn
get
good.
into it. I didn't cover any of it, so it's mainly going to be Chad talking on this one.
All right, this is a total stacked card. I'm not going to get into all three, like the whole fucking thing, but I will recommend. Okay, this week, starting like I think on Sunday or whatever it was, it's International Fight Week. So throughout the whole world, they celebrate Fight Week. Whether it's kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, they always throw their best events. And UFC always puts on their biggest pay-per-view this week, and it is living up to it. Hopefully it does in action. But the 3 fights that I'll cover real quick, I'm just going to break down 2 of them, but mention Robert Whittaker versus Dricus du Plessis. This is a South African that is motivated as fuck to try to fight Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
And he's got to get past Robert Whittaker. Here's a crazy stat for you, man. Robert Whittaker hasn't lost to anybody not named Israel Adesanya since 2014.
Yeah, up until those Adesanya fights, he was like the next big guy, and then he ran into the buzzsaw that is Adesanya.
That is the way it goes, man. Yeah. I mean, the guy fucking won't lose to anybody but Izzy. And Izzy's got his card. I mean, he really can't beat Izzy, but the thing of it is if he beats Dricus, I think it's Dricus.
Dricus du Plessis?
Yes, he's a South African white guy. I don't know how to put this, but I will say, and the only reason I'm mentioning this, even though it sounds kind of edgy, he's trying to call out Izzy as being a true African. So I think there might be some drama. Jerry. Dana. Going forward. So if he beats Robert Whittaker, I mean, there's definitely a title shot right there for Dricus du Plessis.
So,
if not, it'll be a trilogy for Whittaker and Israel.
Right now, Chad, who is your pick to win this fight if you were betting on it right now, gun to your head?
Dricus.
Yeah,
this guy, he's a killer, man. You look at his history and his resume, I don't think there's any question that he's going to probably plow through Whittaker. I hate to say it, but I mean, if you look at the past, I mean, like we just talked about, I mean, Whittaker hasn't lost it. He just beat Vettori less than a year ago. We just watched Vettori in a brawl. We talked about that, but this guy Dricus is really under the radar, and I think he's going to win probably TKO.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Bet the TKO.
Yep.
What round, Chad?
2.
Round two, TKO. Lock the bet in.
Yep.
Let's move on to the next fight.
This is fucking huge. This is what I got all my notes on. Chris, let's just go ahead and fucking I never fucking show this. I'm going to be transparent as fuck.
Show it
because
to
we
your
are
camera.
the Fringe fanatics. No notes for Yair and Volk, okay? That's not because I'm unprepared. It's just because, you know, I know. But all my notes lie on the co-main event, which is where my heart lies. Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja.
Good old Andrade Pantoja.
This is really fascinating where this, you know, like I've said before, my allegiance lies with some of these Mexican-born fighters because my heritage.
He's got the Latino blood running through his veins.
Like I said before, if you're a lazy-ass Mexican, you ain't fucking Mexican. That's the way it goes. Because that's why I love these UFC Mexican-born fighters, because they are hard working their heart. They fucking get hit. They get bloodied up but they don't quit. The thing of it is Pantoja. Here we go. I'm just going to run over some stats real quick that worries me because I want Brandon Moreno to win. He has somehow flown under the radar, but has 8 wins by KO, 10 by submission, 10 first-round finishes, 25 professional wins total. Dude, I don't know. I'm really worried about Brandon Moreno. As I was talking, we were watching UFC Countdown before this episode started. Brandon Moreno is my type of fighter because for some reason I'm one of those weird chads that...
You are a Chad.
I am. That is my name.
It's your curse.
I love UFC. I love football. I love everything.
He loves Affliction.
That is a lie.
Affliction clothing.
You know that's a lie.
He's just wearing that Mark Martin shirt to help his dad out, but normally it'd be Affliction.
It would never be Affliction.
Bedazzled jeans on below.
Hey, dude, I haven't worn Affliction since I was 19, okay? But when it was the Mexican fucking colors, all right?
Yeah, I got the red, white, and green on there.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't wear Affliction
Orale.
anymore. That shit's lame. Anyway, Brandon Moreno is a total nerd and a fucking killer. This is a guy that's posed in front of his Lego collection, posed in front of his fucking toy collection when it comes to nerdy Star Wars fucking sci-fi shit. This guy is not your typical UFC killer. And that's why he's fucking cool, because he's a guy that's going to bring that Mexican heart in it, where it might look like he's getting knocked out. It might go 5 rounds, but he will come on top.
He'll keep on it coming.
Yep. Dude, picking this is really hard. And, you know, what I've done the past few times, instead of being like, oh, my heart lies with this, but I'm going to pick this, analytically, I'm going to go where my heart lies. Just like fucking Natalie Portman. Where the heart is, dude. Watch that movie. Dude, it's a good movie. Kansas, represent.
Chad cried.
Dude, Natalie Portman's
So
hot.
you're taking Moreno.
I'm taking Moreno on this one, man, because I think his
in, people.
boxing is better.
Submission, what do you think? Distance?
No, boxing. I think it'll just be unanimous decision.
Okay.
I think it's going to go full 5 rounds, but I think the jab from
the
jab from Moreno is what's going to be dominant, man. I really think it's going to be the boxing.
Okay.
It's going to be God damn it, watch this fucking fight card. I think this is going to be a great card, full on through. I'm only covering 3 fights. I could cover the full prelims if I wanted to. I mean, there's great fights all throughout it. To the main event, Alexander Volkanovski, maybe one of the GOATs of UFC history. Versus,
soon to be, maybe.
If he beats this guy, it's really going to be talked about. Versus Yair Rodriguez, another Mexican-born fighter. Arriba! Dude, you're really good at that, man. I like it. I like it. I was just with my Mexican family over this past weekend, and that's why I will go with Yair Rodriguez. I think this will be a big upset. And you know why I say that is when I was coming out of Joe Coy, and you were telling me about Valentina Shevchenko getting upset.
Yeah.
And, you know, even though...
I ruined it for you.
It's all right, dude. It's all right, man. Shit happens. I still was excited to watch it.
These things.
I know.
Just tell you what's happening.
I failed. Either way, this is going to be one of them, man. Here's there was a recent video that got released of Yair Rodriguez training at an old ancient Aztec temple at 10,000 feet above sea level. I think this guy's cardio is going to be way above Volk's, and his boxing and his striking is definitely superior to Volkanovski. And I guarantee this has got. I really wish. Oh, Chris, give me 2 seconds. I want to look it up. Okay. How big of an underdog he is, because I'm gonna tell people. Bet.
Well, Volkanovski's been on a tear lately, so it makes sense that he's an underdog.
Because if he wins this fight, it really is going to go down that he's maybe one of the best, if not UFC fighters of all time. His title reign is going to be supreme if he beats Yair, because I mean nobody can beat him. That's what scares me.
Yeah.
God
damn, yawning son of a bitch.
I guess I'm boring Chris, guys. I'm sorry. I've been trying to be lively.
It's weak, man.
I get it, man.
It just keeps going.
Wow. Dude, it's even more than I thought.
Tell us what it is.
Volkanovski's minus 400.
Oh, man. So you got to bet $100 to win.
Yeah.
You got to bet $400 to win 100.
Yair Rodriguez is plus 300.
Oh.
Damn. I'm putting it on
bet
right
100,
now.
win 300.
I'm going to... Damn.
Bet 100, Chad.
I'm going to say, dude, it's going to be an upset. It's going to be an upset. The striking of Yair, the elbows, that's going to – I'm saying it's going to be a unanimous decision because Volkanovski, he swims with sharks. He fucking swims with sharks. As for fun.
Yeah, I mean, if that's how you train, what are you going to do? You can't beat swimming with sharks.
But who knows? I could be fucking wrong.
You know who
the fuck knows?
Do you know who could beat swimming with sharks?
John Daly.
You're goddamn right.
Dude, I fucking love you, man.
Right now, you're about to hear John Daly hit it hard, man.
I hit it hard, man. So far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man. Till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, living large. I hit it hard.
And we are back. You just heard Mr. John Daly hit it hard, man. And if you haven't yet, it's time to grip it and rip it. Yes, he almost made that bottle into the tiny Kansas Jayhawks hoop that we have in here. He missed, unfortunately. It's awkward shooting a bottle. You're dealing with wind. There's
That was
a lot
really
of variables.
close. That was
very
closer
close.
with the ball.
Very close. But you just heard John Daly hit it hard. We're about to grip and rip another shot. But before we do, we must talk about the Daily Dose of Excellence, which this week is the one, the only, greatest of all time, Mr.
Joey Chestnut.
That is right. You were talking about the 16-time world champion hot dog eater, Joey Chestnut, who, if it wasn't for him, we might not have had the hot dog eating championship this week.
Goddamn
Brought
right.
to you by Nathan's, because you know why? Joey Chestnut will not be stopped by Mother Nature. Joey Chestnut is Mother Nature.
Chris, so I heard that it was raining really hard there in Brooklyn off the pier.
They had a weather delay, Chad.
Yeah, it was raining pretty hard, I hear.
Yeah.
And no thanks to those fucking Canadian goddamn wildfires. Get your shit together.
Canadians and your fires, god damn it.
America
Will not be stopped.
So, tell me, what did he say to the rest of the crew?
He said, I'm going to go get the rest of the guys, and we're going to get this fucking thing going.
Dude, when John
After
Daly heard that, he was like, get Fringe Fanatics on the fucking air.
Yeah.
Give him the fucking award. I heard him. Yeah. That's what he said.
He DM'd me, John Daly directly, messaged me, and told me Joey Chestnut is the Daily Dose of Excellence this week. And I'll tell you why, Chad. Because in 10 minutes and 62 hot dogs later, Joey Chestnut stood alone as the winner, having eaten 14 more hot dogs than the second place finisher.
14. That's 2 touchdowns, man.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns worth of hot dogs.
Jesus.
62 is far below his projected total, which, people, was supposed to be close to 71 to 72 hot dogs and buns. But the 2-hour delay affected everyone's ability to eat in top form, except for Mr. Joey Chestnut.
16. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that graphic, but this is why I wanted to bring this. When Chris was like, dude, what should we do for Daily Dose of Excellence?
I didn't even know.
What did I say, dude? Did I say,
right away,
hey, maybe? Did I say, what about this guy?
No.
I said one word. Well, technically two
words.
words. Joey Chestnut.
That's right. And
because
that brought us to here.
How many Super Bowls do the Patriots get?
I believe they have 7 with Tom Brady.
Yep.
How many rings does Jordan have, Chad? That'd be 6.
That'd be 6. How many?
Bill Russell
NBA
has like 8 or 11.
11.
11. Yeah.
Good call.
It's
How many championships do the Celtics have? Yeah, it's 11.
lot.
Oh, no, it's 17.
Yeah.
Lakers have 17.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut, this is his 16th Nathan's hot dog eating contest champion. You want to talk about dynasties? You want to talk about UConn? You want to talk about U.S. national women's soccer team?
Do you want to talk about American fucking heroes?
Let's
We're
talk about
talking about him right now.
Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut. That's right, people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this guy, he continues to do it. This is his 8th straight. I think he did lose a couple to, what was that kid's name? Kobayashi?
Kobayashi, dude. That guy came through, but I heard he was cheating.
Could have been. We don't know. Could have been performance-enhancing drugs. I don't know what that could
Expanded
be. Yeah,
esophagus.
Balloon in the stomach. I don't know. Could have been cheating.
Joey Chestnut never cheats.
No, he doesn't cheat. He only competes, and that's exactly what he did yesterday at the Nathan's annual July 4th Hot Dog Eating Championship, where he dominated yet again. As Chad said, it is his 16th total win.
8 straight.
Yeah.
8 straight.
Guy owns it.
Did Jordan win 8 straight?
It's like Verstappen
It is
winning
Verstappen,
every
dude.
week. It's like by such a large amount. You're like, it's not even fair. That's Joey Chestnut in the hot dog eating
I couldn't
competition.
imagine when Joey Chestnut sees someone being like, dude, the Yankees are the best. He's like, have you seen how many
He's just
titles
like,
I have?
Ha!
Ha!
You obviously have never heard of Mr. Joey Chestnut.
Or the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Championship.
And me, the winner of them all, basically.
This is what we're cheersing to, is the, the courage to try to get the rest of his team members and competitors to compete in this just complete storm that
He basically just came back and was like, hey guys, let's get this shit going. I'm going to kick all your fucking asses.
That's
basically what he said.
Let's
to all of
fucking
them.
do
He's
this.
like, you guys want to go lose now or later? Because you can
do it
lose,
now.
you can lose right now or you can lose later. Either way, you're losing. And then he told him, get your asses out there. We're gonna go slam some hot dogs and dip buns in water and just swallow them like alligators and crocodiles.
I don't want to hear about fucking
like
Paul
baby
Revere.
birds.
I don't want to hear about George Washington. I want to
no.
hear about Joey Chestnut as an
Joey
American hero.
I want to hear somebody gluttoning to the most extreme and dominating when children are starving in third world countries. We
American
just spilled a little
sport.
bit, son of a bitch. Cheers to Joey Chestnut. Cheers to the Daily Dose of Excellence. Indeed.
Yep.
And cheers to John Daly. And most of all, cheers to you guys.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Indeed.
Always. Episode 41 in the books. Thank you, Joey Chestnut. Thank you all who have supported the Fringe
Chadley,
Fanatics podcast.
I love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Cheers. Tune in
Cheers.
next week. We'll be back.
We will.
Until then, if you're watching or listening, like and subscribe to us on all things that you watch or listen to us on. And make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things social media at Fringe_Fanatics. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Toodles.
We know you love us.